Hello, I am Gregory the Poor Typist, and welcome to another edition of Typewriter Club Live. I hope we're live because the transition did not go as smoothly as it usually does. So am I live? I don't know. Uh, but anyway, in this edition of Typewriter Club Live, it is National Nothing Day. So I'm just going to kind of sit here and do nothing, and you guys can feel free to not comment. And anyway, the typing prompt is, how are you not celebrating National Nothing Day? So again, hopefully we are live. It says we're live now, but again, things did not go as planned. In fact, let me get to our stream here. Okay, so we are indeed live. Oh, thank you, Icarus. I appreciate it. Icarus Mask, thank you for watching. Let's see, let me get our pop-out chat going. Again, this is usually something I do, before going live, but it wasn't going live. So let's see here. Yes. So, where am I? I'm on Zoom. This is the roughest start in a very long time. So, yes. All right. So let's let some people in so I can be off the spotlight. Oh my goodness. Darn you, National Nothing Day. Oh man. Yes, National Nothing Day. I had no idea, when I was coming up with the typing prompts, it would also help if I was not muted. Yes. When I was coming up with the typing prompts, yeah, I go through a calendar and find out, okay, what holiday is falling on this day, or maybe the day before or day after, and see if it's something interesting that we can use as a typing prompt. So that's how this happened. Yeah. Oops. Let's see here. There we go. How are you, Carlos?
Doing well.
Excellent. Are you doing nothing on National Nothing Day?
As of now, yes.
Yeah, okay. Excellent. And oh, see, I was just gonna say hi to Sean, and he took a sip. How are you, Sean?
Good. It's always National Typewriter Day for me, though, at least on Sundays.
Okay.
Is today actually National Nothing Day?
It actually is. I assume it's my nation as opposed to your nation, but
We're doing a lot of nothing up here too. Don't worry.
Okay. Excellent.
And I just thought I'd say, Gregory, I'm a big believer in Murphy's Law. That's why I found it funny when you posted "Old Reliable" and had a crowd going on. So that
was that was funny. That's like one of the best reactions I got from an Instagram post. It spurred a lot of comments and yeah. For those that don't know, I'm Poor Typist on Instagram, and I posted. I was writing a pen pal letter. And I was talking about how I had switched to a typewriter that was an old reliable, and the word reliable was not correct. So, and it was no fault of mine. It was the typewriter, I swear. But yeah, like Sean was saying, it was Murphy's Law. And,
yeah.
I see a bird, a lovebird. How are you, Brandy?
Good. This
Excellent.
is my Connor. She's her name is Astrid.
Oh, so not a lovebird.
Look, it's similar,
Similar, yeah. Okay. Excellent.
But, she's very excited. I just got her out of her cage, so she's looking at everything.
Oh. See, even before I was a dog lover and a cat lover, I was a bird lover. So I'm all about the pets.
I was gonna say goat lover, but you can't say it any which way to make it sound. Lover of goats. No, that's not right.
Yeah.
All animals.
Yes, yes. Yeah. So back to Sean. Anything new with you?
Yeah, I got some tins, and I got a new Corona 4 parts typewriter that I picked up because I just have this problem with Corona 4, the colored 1920s, 30s versions. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah, nothing too exciting otherwise. I mean, I'm still pouting about being back to work after Christmas vacation.
I know, right?
Stop your feet and don't want to really work as hard. But other than that, no, nothing really new. Yeah, that's just it right now.
Excellent. Well, good to see you. Good to see
You as
you.
well.
And Carlos, I didn't ask it if anything was new with you.
No, mostly trying to diagnose this issue with my Hermes rocket that I have in front of me, where
Ooh.
I think the rollers are just not that good, the ones at the bottom. So yeah, I don't know if y'all have any suggestions. Just, sometimes the paper slips, especially if I have like a backing of some sort. I think it's when it's just one by itself, it's fine. It's just when it's two.
See, I was experiencing that exact same issue. What typewriter was it? I think it was a couple of typewriters I was using yesterday. And of course, I was using 2 sheets of 32-pound paper, which was kind of pushing it to the limit anyway. But yeah, I totally got like a slipping issue. So I know what you're talking about. I think one suggestion I would have is, did he have a video about it? I think Joe has a video where he actually used a very, very, very thin piece of rubber as a backing sheet.
Yeah.
So that is a possibility. Is the platen hard? It probably is, right?
It's okay. It's getting towards the end, but it still has a little bit of give, I guess.
So it's probably not actually cutting out letters. It's probably just punctuation when you type.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I have at least a few typewriters in my collection where if you type an O, it's like you used a hole punch. Yeah, so that's when the platen's really hard. Well, it could be a ring and cylinder adjustment as well, but that's another issue.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. When I discovered I had a typewriter that had that issue, I passed it off to Bob. So
Yeah, let Bob deal with it.
yeah. Because I saw the process of it and I was like, ooh, this is bad. This is bad. So yeah. I also see Brian Good. How are you this morning? You're muted.
Yes, I'm unmuting myself. Hi. Good morning.
Good. Oh, you're wearing the shirt I gave you.
I am, yes.
Awesome. Yes.
And I have new typewriter news today. I have my Olympia SM9.
Oh, let me make you big here.
Found at the antique shop yesterday.
Oh yes.
Oh.
I'll zoom on it. Yeah.
Maybe it's your camera, Brian, but the keys look awfully green.
They are green.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Some of them are green.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. The gray was mixing with the green and making them all look green.
Yeah. I think it's a 67. I was using the typewriter database this morning, but of course it's hard to use.
Probably impossible.
At least it was earlier.
Jab.
It's only in version epsilon right now, so wait for the next.
Now, if you want news about that, I'll tell you all about that a little bit later. So.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they look just grass green. They don't look turquoise at all.
Oh wow, yeah.
Not sure when they did that, but I think it's 67. These gray keys, I don't know when they did these either.
Very interesting.
I think they're supposed to.
Uh-oh, he's frozen.
Okay, I thought it was me for a second.
Yeah, I froze for just a second there, but it's really nice. I got my car. I had a tire fixed in my car, a discount tire, and it's in the parking lot it's in the same parking lot as the antique store.
Oh, okay. So it was convenient.
Yeah, I had an hour and a half to kill. I went over to the
Yeah.
antique store. I saw a big Royal, like from the 30s or 40s, which I didn't get because it was too expensive. I saw an Underwood Portable, one of those cool looking ones that is impossible to repair. And it was missing a C key also. I'm like, I'm not going to touch that.
Yeah.
Then I saw this case. I'm like, no, that's got to be something cool. And it was SM9. So
Wow.
very happy.
Definitely.
I was looking when I could find one in a place nearby where it's not being shipped to me. So
Yes.
whatever happened to this thing happened, in my house, not on the way here. And it's in perfect condition. It's not even dirty. I mean, the ribbon still had ink on it.
Wow.
It had a black ribbon, so I put a bichrome ribbon in. But other than that, I haven't done a thing to it. There's just not a scratch on it. So I'm very happy about that.
I like how you replaced the feet with pumice stones.
No, I did not. That's just the way they look.
Yeah. Okay.
And they're not that hard, and the platinum's not that hard either. Probably the best platinum I've got.
Yeah. Oh, good. Okay.
Oh.
So I think it's been sitting in the case for a long time.
Oh, okay.
Actually, it had. I was gonna. There's something else. I don't know where it is. I had the original ribbon spools I pulled off it, and one of them was metal and had a red insert.
Oh.
And I thought that must be an original Olympia spool. I was going to ask you guys about it, but I don't know where I put it.
I think we lost your picture, by the way.
Oh,
Oh, that might be just you, Gregory. I can still see Brian.
You can?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
yeah, I can. It looks
He's
like
dancing.
I'm moving on the Zoom thing.
He's dancing on his head right now.
Oh,
Oh well.
darn.
Okay, well that's pretty much all I had. I just was happy about my new Olympia.
Okay. Excellent. I have nothing on his. That's
Oh, that's
interesting.
Me
weird.
neither. I don't see
Can
him.
anyone else see me?
No, we can't see you. Oh,
I've lost you now.
Yep.
Well, it's looking like an Olympia day. I got my 4 out here. Looks like there's a 7 out with Ted.
Oh,
With Brian. All right, everybody, get your Olympias.
I know, right? I recently bid on an Olympia SM7. It's another typewriter that's on my wish list. I love the look of it.
Oh yeah, me too.
But I lost out on the bid, so it just got too rich for my blood because I need to be like really aware of how much I'm spending now.
Well, send me your budget because I like buying typewriters, and it's cheaper for me to buy typewriters to send to somebody in the U.S. than it is to send to myself. So,
Oh
send me
wow.
your budget, because I've seen some good, fairly cheap 7s on certain places that I'd love to buy, but with the exchange rate, and I don't need any more 7s. So.
Excellent. Very good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'll buy for you. I'll be a personal shopper. That's
Wow.
probably the next niche in typewriters is
I
personal
know, right?
Yeah.
I feel special now.
Well, you run the group, so you become a bit of a celebrity of sorts.
Oh. Excellent. Well, I appreciate it, and I just might take you up on that offer. We'll discuss. All right, and Ted, how are you doing?
oh, good as I can be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole typewriter database thing.
Help, Ted, help. We're lost without you.
Yeah, I know. Well,
What-
blaming
I must check. Something's going on.
Yeah. Did it go down?
typewriter database. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the server itself didn't go down. The server is fine. It's all running fine. But the domain name that the registrar is holding on to, they did a data center migration this weekend, and supposedly the services were supposed to stay up during that time, but
No such
domain
luck.
name their domain name servers all went down, and so that the domain name doesn't actually point to the server anymore.
Oh no.
So
How am I going to check serial numbers?
I know.
Yeah, you can get to it through alternate URLs, but they're not very reliable. So
Through the dark web.
yeah. Right now I'm looking at their data center migration update sheet, and it's last night it said that they were extending their maintenance window through to 6 a.m. today. And then at 6 a.m., they extended it to 9 a.m. And then at 9 a.m., they just put up another one that says they're extending it to 12. So
Oh boy.
theoretically at midday, it's supposed to come back up, but who knows?
Yeah.
I'll probably just extend it again. It's
Okay.
probably going to be down all weekend.
You're not using GoDaddy, are you?
No, it's Enum.
Oh, okay. You said
yeah.
that.
So yeah, they apparently did not plan that very well, and there's probably millions of sites that are down, but the one that counts is this one. So
I know, right?
Weirdly enough, all my other sites are up. Like you can get to my blog and other sites that I administer, but
Well, that's good.
apparently when I set up the Typewriter database, I set it up so that the domain name service was through the registrar itself, and I thought that was going to be more reliable, and turns out no. And that's the only domain name I did that for, and that turned out to bite me in the ass because I can't even log into their support services because they're down.
Oh my goodness.
So all I get is a page that says, "Hey, we're working on it."
Wow.
Maybe.
I know, right?
Maybe.
Is it just because of the transition and then everything will go back to normal eventually?
Yeah, their entire DNS system is down.
Okay.
So it's going to be when they complete the migration is when they're going to start fixing things, because they can't actually fix anything until they've moved everything over to their new data center.
Mhm.
So that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Ted.
At this point, I can't do anything about it. So I've just been,
Yeah.
Well,
if it's not
had a little party
permanent.
last night. No, it's just temporary.
Yeah. Well, I know you can still get to the database if you type in www before typewriter database, and then you can access the pages, but all the images and things like that don't load.
Yeah, all the assets are linked to the original
Yes.
domain name, so they won't
Mhm.
come up.
Mhm. But you can still access some of the stuff if you type in www, and then like for the images, you have to. There's no images, no.
They're all there. You just can't get to them because the domain name
it doesn't link to
right.
the pages properly, right?
Yeah.
What a mess.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
mess, but it'll be fixed.
temporary.
Yeah, it'll be fixed when they get their shit together.
Yeah.
I got scared there for a few hours, and then I saw your Facebook comment post, and so
Yeah, it's all upstream.
I felt so
problem,
much better, relieved. Yeah.
Everything is cool. Everything
That's
is cool.
I don't know what we would do without the typewriter database.
We're just,
There is nothing else in the internet like it.
We will be back.
Be back.
We're fine, but you will be able to use the domain name to get there and at some point in the future again.
Probably just a few days if I get.
It should have been this morning, but they're pushing the time back, so it's now at noon. Theoretically at noon it should come up, but
Wow.
Who knows? It'll probably be all weekend.
Yeah.
But I can't really see it going too far beyond that because they do an awful lot of domain names and people are going to be really, really upset at them.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
hopefully that encourages them to fix it faster.
I'm sure they're working on it as hard as they can.
Who's your provider that you're waiting on? I didn't hear.
Enum.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, it's a really old domain name service that they've been around forever, but they're not as popular anymore as they used to be.
GoDaddy.
I can't stand GoDaddy.
What?
Cannot stand GoDaddy.
Oh,
Enum is in what, Canada? Is that right?
No, Enum is they're all over the world, really.
Oh, okay.
But
There's servers everywhere.
well, theoretically, but I don't know, because they shouldn't have a single point of failure for this sort of thing.
Yeah, you think not.
Yeah, especially as big as they are,
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
millions of websites.
they should have had a better plan for migrating their data center. But
wow. Someone goofed.
hey, at least the root DNA is still working, because all
Yeah.
that points, like everything else I have pointing to my own DNS servers. and those are working fine. So
That's good.
as
That's
long as
good.
the backbone still works.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So nothing got deleted.
Nothing's deleted. We're all fine. The server is actually absolutely perfect, but the name that goes there, the address routing is what's not working right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, I see a new Selectric.
Yeah. Well, same one.
Ah,
Same one. I finally refreshed. I spent 3 days at the beginning of the year. I was so intimidated at first, and then I started watching Dwayne Jensen Phoenix typewriter videos. And I had no idea that it was so easy to remove the shell. Like there's no screws.
yeah.
You just pop some levers and boom, 5 seconds, it's open. Had I known that, I would have done it sooner. I was
Yeah,
just
well,
so
unless you have a level 1. The level 1 machines are a little different.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a Selectric 2,
Yeah.
correcting Selectric, and I got all the bells and whistles. I got the little correction tape and
Nice.
a lifetime supply of ribbon and correction tape. I found bulk on eBay and through the Golf Ball Typewriter Shop group on Facebook, and cleaned it up, and it looks like everything works. I think I need to lube it a little bit because, but it looks like there's still some grease down in there that's still soft. So I just
Wash
left
that out
it.
and put
Yeah.
your grease in there.
I ordered the service manual and parts manual for this, and so it has yet to get here. And once I get a hold of that, then I'll know better how to service the machine. But as far as working, it works great. It's a couple little tweaks I had to do to align the characters, because the band that tilts and twists they were loose, and so once I tightened that up, bam, works great now. And I was going crazy. I've typed 3 letters on it so far.
Wow.
Yeah, I just love it. It's so much easier to type on, and then I don't worry about messing up, because the correction is just so easy and clean. So
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's even easier?
what?
A computer.
Yeah. Exactly.
May is going the other way.
Don't go down this road, May. This is not why we're here.
No. Selectric, this thing is as old as I am. It's almost 50 years old. So I still consider it vintage,
It is.
even though I don't consider myself vintage.
Well, there you
The
go.
typewriter is vintage, but I still like the manuals. There's a time and place for all typewriters. As far as like fast typing and not wanting to make mistakes, wanting to be perfect, the Selectric is awesome. But I'm not giving up any of my typewriters just yet. Don't worry. And I'm still holding off on going, with the thermals and all the other newer typewriters, daisy wheels and stuff. I think this is my limit right here. 1970s. I think that's good for me. I don't need to go newer than that.
Don't need to get into the wild world of the 80s, huh?
Yeah. Oh, some of that old tack was pretty cool, though. You have to admit, those thermal typewriters are pretty cool.
They're
I think
very
Ray
small.
Bradbury said it best. Ray Bradbury said, computer's a word processor. I have a word processor. It's called a typewriter. I don't have a computer. Something like that. I already got a word processor.
Yeah, some of those like Smith Coronas that have the word processing capabilities and saving to disk, floppy disk. Those are pretty cool too. I think Brian Good, don't you have one of those?
I think a lot of us have those.
Yeah. You just kind
I
of
learned to
pick up.
type on an IBM Selectric 1 when I was 9 years old.
Oh, nice.
And I recently found that first story that I wrote on the typewriter.
Oh,
the original.
wow.
Wow. That's
So
great.
the type and everything still sticks to the paper, because that's one of the things I worry about. I feel like they're stickers and someday they'll fall off. I guess that's not the case. They stay on the paper forever, huh?
No, it looked perfect.
I wouldn't say
Okay.
forever, but
Well, our lifetime, I guess.
At least 40 years, right?
Yeah, at least 40 years. And so by then I won't care what I wrote. But I'm surprised that the new old stock, this stuff is probably 30, 40 years old too. It still works. It's still good.
That's
No
awesome.
problems. Mhm.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
So, Ted, what are you typing?
Oh, this is a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
That's fitting.
What's on your mind today, Ted?
You know.
So
Some typewriters.
when I was setting up Type and Talk last night, which by the way, I set it up just in time. It was like 7:59. I was like, oh wait, it's Type and Talk. So I had 1 minute to start it. And it ended up being one of the biggest turnouts
Yeah.
I think ever.
There's about 12 of us off and on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw Ted, but it looked like he had someone in the room with him.
Yeah, it looks like.
Yeah, I was having my second birthday party. A friend of mine mine couldn't make it to the first one, so he decided to come last night. So he came over, and then the Type and Talk started up. So I went ahead and started the video, but I left the audio off, and we were just listening to old school music. Like I'm sure Brian Good will dig like Chameleons UK and Comsat Angels, and let's see if he comes on. He pops up and says, "Oh yeah, The Sound, 1981, from the Lion's Mouth."
Yeah, I saw you with the big headphones on too.
Yeah. So I was recording him, and we were listening to music and
I think
typing
we
on
caught
our
a glimpse of-
typewriters, and
Caught a glimpse of Tori as well. I think I saw her. So it looked like we were watching a webcam broadcast of your office.
pretty much that was it.
Yeah, so we got the inner workings of typewriter database.
Well, at least having a birthday party,
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
hanging out with people.
Yeah.
So I could see you guys doing stuff, but I couldn't hear you over the music, so I didn't actually get to participate in anything. But I was there.
You were there.
My presence
you were
was
there.
felt.
It was. It was. I pinned you a couple of times to see what you were doing and what typewriters I could figure out were in the background. I saw us electric,
Yeah. Well, you saw probably Mothra in the background. That's the composer.
The composer,
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah, she lives on a big stand in the background.
Excellent.
She is permanently installed.
Yeah. Because she's a beast, right?
She is a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't really put them in a
Electric
case and
plus
tuck them away.
plus.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh man. Hey Bob, how are you?
Busy and good. These are good.
Yes.
I'm doing really well. My apparently I didn't plug my computer in last night appropriately, and that's why it crapped out, and that's why I'm here on Zoom on my phone. Yeah, someone asked earlier about the Platin when I was signing in. They're asking about their Platin. What was the trouble they were having?
It was Carlos,
Flipping.
and the paper was shifting
Yeah.
Oh, going
Like
sideways.
when he was using a backing sheet in particular.
Yeah, every so often, you get a bit of glaze on the rollers and the platen. Sometimes you can take some light sandpaper and just cross hatch the platen as you go, just turn the platen and cross hatch it, and that you can get that to grip some paper, Carlos. But, for the most part, it's going to mean either replacement or resurfacing of the platens themselves.
Yeah.
So it can be done. Yeah, the rubber backing sheets that you referred to, I've used them, and they work really well because what happens, Carlos, is the platen starts out live this large, and as the rubber decays, it goes down just a few percent, so you don't have enough room. You don't have enough room you have too much room between the paper, and when it strikes, it won't hit enough, or it hits off. Anyways, the rubber will add just that millimeter. Well, it's probably more like half a millimeter that you need to make it work well. So if you can get a piece of rubber, usually they come in, I've got a bunch around here somewhere. I've got 8 or 10 of them. I should probably sell them on eBay. So people do that and just refer to Joe's video, right? Like
exactly. I actually did Joe's video. Yeah.
There's already an answer for this. but it can be done. Yeah, you put the sheet of rubber in there, and the sheets usually come in. I think they're like 2 feet long. I don't know. I got them off eBay. I remember that. And they've worked before, but it's usually easier just to try cross hatching with a bit of light sandpaper and a nice straight line. That way, when you're putting the paper in, you got these cross hatch grooves that allow the rubber to tooth just a little more and grab it. Because you want the rubber to have a little bit of tooth. Obviously, if it has too much, you're going to get a bad impression.
Yeah.
These are all good scenes. So try all a bit of that, Carlos. It should do you up okay. But yeah, we've been real good. Last Sunday I was out in Pasadena moving machines, and that worked pretty well. It's very exciting from my point of view to see what the customer wants, what people are interested in. People are not interested in typewriter accessories. They're not interested in any of the cool things. A few, maybe 5. There were probably 1,000 people that walked by my trailer, by my mobile emporium, right? And maybe 5 of them were typewriter people, and they're like, "Oh, this is great! Give me a bunch of accessories." But other than that, people just kind of bought typewriters on a whim. And the biggest one I heard was, my dad gave me some money. I'm going to spend it on a typewriter. I'll take that one.
Nice.
But boy, everybody and their mother, they were happy to type on the typewriters, and that was hard because naturally they'd go to the 1923 Remington 2 in 2-tone green, and that shifts perfectly and has new rubber, and then wonder why it's $600. So I think I'm going to have to learn to put the expensive machines, maybe keep the expensive machines inside the trailer if people want to look at them, and for the most part, keep the more affordable machines, outside where people can
They're more
can
likely
really
to
play with
sell
them.
anyway.
Yeah. It's been very rewarding though. I have my son assisting me, so he puts his double masks on, puts a nice shirt on, puts the apron on, and has all the answers to all the simple questions, or questions that are simple about typewriters, if you will, that people are asking. Yeah, so it's been very rewarding, and he's doing really well, and it's nice to employ a 15-and-a-half-year-old a little bit. He's certainly affordable in that rate. I still haven't learned to really make money at this. I had to lay it out. Every time I go out, I make less than minimum wage myself, so I haven't got it all figured out yet. But
well, you're doing it for the love now.
It's very rewarding. There's a ton of reward to watching people's eyes light up. And usually, we've all seen it, but when you see it a few hundred times a day, people walk up to a typewriter and do not hit it hard enough.
Like a computer, right?
Right. They just kind of clack it, and then they wonder why they think it's not working, or whatever it may be. So I've got real good. Say what?
They've made us weak, Bob. Computers have made us weak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What you do is you say, "Oh, you broke it. Now you got to buy it."
Good sales practice.
That's a good one. I'll have to. And that's funny too. Walking up to a person, or a person's there in the booth, and what I do is I set the typewriters, right outside the door of the trailer, and then I'm inside the trailer repairing. But I mostly just kept my son in front, and my son was typing the whole time. He was my typewriter beefcake, for lack of a better term.
There you go.
And and people, that way people could see him typing. They could see his hard staccato movement, and they'd go, "Oh, well, that's how you type. Okay, let me try it like that." And 9 times out of 10, they got it. There was a cute young girl who left their phone number for my son. I thought that.
To be young again, eh?
Well, the other thing is, businesses take years to make money. They really do.
Yeah.
So, and it doesn't matter if you've opened a pet store or whatever. You're not going to see money for the first few years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. In repair it's a little different, but no, I completely understand. I've gotten to do this a few times, but I think it's good lesson on what people want, what people are interested in. Will the industry support it, for lack of a better term?
Yeah.
And it's hard from my point of view. I can make all the money I need in repairs, how do you save money? What do you put a price on what? But you know, it's $60 an hour. I could do that all day long, and still be okay. But selling machines, there's really not any money in selling machines. So
You're
I look forward
establishing
to
presence.
Yeah.
Right.
And a customer base.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. We're going to be there every month now. We did hit Long Beach several weeks ago. That crowd was okay. I really like the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. The people, they asked the right questions. They had the right attitudes. Everybody was very excited that we were there. So we're going to be in Pasadena now every month. We're going to hitch up the trailer and head on out there. So.
Well,
Nice.
the good news about doing stuff like that is you can really tweak your practices to what they want, and then you get your niche group, and then it just grows from there. So that sounds awesome that you're getting out there and finding your people.
Yeah.
I'm having so much fun because I've learned. Greg will tell you I'm very uncool. I do not know what cool is. Like, so I go out there thinking, oh, people will think this is cool, and they walk right by it. Like, I've got 2 typewriter desks, and it has a drawer. Like, I think they're terribly cool. Nobody wants a freaking typewriter desk. They want the actual typewriter. So why am I carrying around these monster desks? So well, they're stands, right? They're typewriter stands. Technically.
Yeah.
So I'm having a lot of fun figuring this out. No, you're absolutely right. How do you curve yourself and move it to the niche of what the customer wants? And I've done retail sales, but it's been many years. I've been a mechanic and a repair guy. Obviously, I had a music shop 20 years ago for many years, and it was a really big music repair shop. And we did repairs of guitars and amps, and I had a pickup and delivery service, and all the guitar centers in Southern California. We did it. It was big. So I'm really excited to try to find the niche. But I think you're absolutely right. How do you hone the niche to what people want? And then out of nowhere, somebody would go, well, I need a letter E for this kind of typewriter. Do you have one? Darn it, I don't. But let's look online real quick. Hey, look, here's one on eBay.
Yeah.
Things like
96% of customers want the broad brush strokes, and then the rest want the detail work. So
Yeah.
That's a good way. That's a good way to say it. Well, and I get a lot of, because it's like an antique vintage market. A lot of other vendors would come by and say, oh, I've got this typewriter. It's just like this one. I see you're selling this one for $300. Will you give me $200 for this one? And it doesn't work. No, I won't. I don't need it.
Yeah.
It's that typewriter math. If you sell 3 typewriters, you come home with 6 typewriters. It's not cool. It doesn't work well.
Yeah.
It's hard. So I know I disappointed a lot of people, but
just say the typewriters are free. You're paying for my work.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
Let me see if I can get this to the point where you can see it. Ha ha ha. So this is an Underwood noiseless 77.
Yeah.
Pretty.
There's a piece. There's a piece of rubber here.
Oh,
I can tell you all about that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, it's kind of degrading on the one end. I mean, is it still there? Is it still okay? Probably, but is there a good replacement for it, or do I just try and flip it over, or what?
Here's your problem. That's kind of it's kind of a rubbery, leathery sort of thing that lives inside that bracket.
Yeah.
And it's got 3 tiers of levels. When you look at it, it's got kind of like cutouts and peaks and valleys on it. And those are all specifically set to retard the downward travel of the key lever when it goes down. When they break off, when they get worn down, that key lever goes farther than it needs to, and it causes all kinds of print problems and stuff like that. I have not seen a replacement for those. I have tried to fabricate one out of hot glue, and it didn't work real great. So if you can find a piece of rubber or leather that will fit in there and just kind of replicate those peaks and valleys, then you'll probably get pretty close to what you want. But I don't know anyone who makes replications of those.
Oh, okay. So there are actually grooves in there.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So every 3 keys, there'll be like a taller one, a mid-sized one, and a lower one. Depression in that piece of leather or rubber, whatever it is. And those correspond to the 3 sets of keys, front, middle, back.
Oh.
And it basically just retards the end travel at the end of the keystroke. Like I said, I have not seen replacements for those. You'll probably have to fabricate one. It's a little complex, probably not super complex. It's probably not something that requires a whole lot of precision. But it is required to be there. Otherwise, your keystrokes are going to be all funky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been real lucky to, the handful of noiseless I've worked on, I've never had to replace, but I remember rejuvenating them with a bit of a toothbrush, just trying to get them looking okay, acting okay, decently okay. I don't remember if I used a simple green cleaner or something. I think it was just how much can we rejuvenate the product with a bit of a toothbrush, but yeah.
Okay.
Are those ones on yours broken or not working, or?
No, it's just that I see earlier I was seeing the red, so to speak, sticking a little bit. You can see where it kind of sticks to the bottom part of the lever here. You know, where it goes down, hits it, and it picks up, I guess, a little of the color off of it, for lack of a better description.
So
of course,
kind of liquefying.
I don't know.
Well, you may be able to solve that with some sort of application of a chemical that would harden that surface again, or coat it. Like you might try some kind of over finish varnish or something. I don't know how that'll work. I've never tried it, so that is.
I like that recoating idea. I think Ted's really onto something with that.
Yeah, if you can preserve that piece and not have it break, that would be your ideal solution, because you definitely need those varying heights of stoppages.
I think if you got like a disposable mascara brush, I know I love to use those, and you could just dip it in a little Thompson's water sealer, and I think that'd work really well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't,
use
then
the mascara brush as a paintbrush, but you know, it can bend over, and that way you can dip, apply, dip, apply, dip, apply. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Give it a shot.
Yeah, it sounds good.
It's all arts and crafts. That's what I love typewriters. They're like motorcycle engines. It's all arts and crafts.
Yeah, I mean, this is it's a nice looking machine, but like I said, that's the one thing that's, well, right now it's the keys kind of got, whenever I cleaned in quotes, so you know how that can be. I think the last time I tried to clean it, it was probably December, one of the few warm days we had at the time, and unfortunately things are still kind of gunky.
Oh yeah.
Oh, look at that slow-mo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super.
It's silent. You give it that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's true, but that's not the point of it. But you know, it's like, you know, it should work a little better than that. So obviously I need to re-clean it. But no, I was trying to get it. I was looking on the typewriter database today. Yes. All I did was put www in front of in there, and then everything worked. But I had to you have to keep doing it on every page. So
yeah.
But anyway, this is one of the few that I didn't have a type sample on. I'm like, dang it, this is ridiculous. I can understand it if the machine really literally cannot type right now. I understand that, but this one is capable of it. So it's like, all right, let's get this out and see if I can't get me a sample. So it's not a good sample, but it's a sample nevertheless. It's a pre-clean sample.
Yeah. Well, good for you. Those are great machines and great to type on. I keep one in my bedroom just in case I need to type in the middle of the night. So
Yeah, I have the Model 1, which I guess is the noisy, noiseless.
Oh yeah,
But
I had one of those.
It's a very nice looking machine. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's got the nice keys, and I just had it out a few minutes ago.
Hated it.
To do the same for it. I needed a type sample off of it, but and it,
See, Bob needs to do the before and after cleaning of the typefaces so he can be like, and this is why it costs so much, because this is what it looked like before.
There you go. There you go.
missing letters and crap. It is hard to explain to people, but you know, it's okay. It is. I just really enjoy showing my passion off to people. This is what I'm passionate about. I'm a very good touch typist. Sometimes I think they see that and they're like, oh, well, I want to try that, or I want to be whatever, right? Like, how do you, if you're going to write, you need to, we all get to learn to type, except for Gregory. He just flies and goes way too fast. It's very exciting from my point of view, but like anything else, I think it looks good, and I hope I'm excited to be in Pasadena once a month. I'm going to be doing LA as well. I think the last Saturday of the month, we're going to be hosting clinics out there, and that'll be learn to type clinics, learn to keep your typewriter going clinics. When can you repair it? When should you bring it to us type clinics? You know, things like that. So that'll be out in LA at the Typewriter Connection at my buddy Aaron's shop in LA. So that'll be fun because my trailer fits real well in front there in the downtown LA art district.
Nice.
There's parking. You know,
If you're in LA, it's just like a 5-hour drive to Phoenix.
Yeah, right. Just head on over. Well, LA with a big trailer in my excursion, it can take a minute. I just have to hang out with all the big rigs. I don't get to be in the fast lane. But I can usually get there in an hour. So I do okay. Hey, non sequitur, while I'm thinking about it, last night I tried to get on the Typewriter database, and what I was looking up is I've been doing a lot of electromechanical typewriters lately. Okay. And we don't have the numbers on the years on those, do we?
Depends on which one you're talking about.
Oh, like, well, this one was an Electra 120. I remember looking it up a few months ago.
Oh, for Smith Corona? Yeah.
Yeah, Smith Corona.
Basically, we don't have much beyond 1964.
Okay.
And so those mostly came out after 1964. And so.
And we just, the numbers are just lost. Smith Corona.
They're just lost to time. Yeah. Well, there was a collector who had those numbers. It used to hang out in the Yahoo forums for typewriters, and he would, if you gave him a serial number, he would tell you what year it was, but he would never share that information with anybody else.
Well,
and
nice.
Then about 4 years ago, he had a flood in his basement, which destroyed all of his records. And so now they are lost to time.
Oh, bummer.
So that's what happens.
You should have published them.
Anything electromechanical, Smith Corona, that I can't find the serial number is probably post 1964.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a few early electrics that we've got records for, but beyond that, it's just a mystery.
Yeah, I was trying to look up my Olympia Nakajima XL 12 or 17, and there was nothing.
Yeah, we got nothing for Nakajima.
Yeah, and only one person had a picture, and they put 19.8X.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
It's really handy that we have that, because I think my Electra 120 is a 1960X.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They did at some point start using date codes on the bottom of Smith Corona electrics and other machines. So you'll see a label on the bottom of the machine that has like a stamped 5-digit letter or number combination.
Mm-hmm.
And that is actually a factory and date code.
Yeah.
We don't yet know how to interpret it. And so there's also a project on Typewriter Database where we are collecting those date codes and serial numbers and any kind of sales receipts people might have, so that we can figure out what that date code actually
Yeah.
corresponds
That's
to.
the SCM date code mission on your site.
Yes. So that's
How
that is-
exciting. This reminds me of, this is great. Like I've waited my whole life for something like this. This is exciting.
So yeah, that is actually an ongoing project. When it comes to Japanese typewriters, like Silver Seiko's, for instance, I'm pretty sure has a date code in the serial number, and I'm been recently using that to redate all the Silver Seikos on the database.
Oh, neat.
I don't know that it's accurate, but so far it has checked out on everything that I have tried correlating against actual serial numbers. And so there is a chance that a lot of those Japanese manufacturers, especially ones that use leading zeros in their serial numbers, I'm almost certain that those are date coded serial numbers. And it's just a matter of figuring out what those date codes are.
Yeah.
And, so, we'll eventually get there.
Ted, I am so excited you are in this. I just thank you so much. And I don't know why it's so important to the customer and to people and the human race in general to know the year of what the manufacturing date of something. It's not like these are automobiles, but I think it's
they are automobiles. That's the whole point.
You're right.
If
You're
you're talking
right.
about vintage stuff, if people want to know when it was made,
Yeah, it's otherwise there's no point.
You don't actually get the kind of thriving community around a thing unless you know that information. So
well said.
Typewriter collecting didn't really explode until after that information was available.
Yeah.
And, I'm talking to the guy on the American Stationer guy who publishes the books on staplers.
Mhm.
And he recently figured out date codes for Ace brand staplers. And I thought, oh, you do that and you've got a new community to begin. That's going to be one of the keys to building an active stapler community, because people want to know when they were made.
Yeah.
I've got a vintage record player. It's a Philips 303
Okay.
UFO turntable.
Mhm.
And it's not that cool unless you know it was made in the 60s, because it looks like it was made yesterday. Without that knowledge, it doesn't, it's not cool unless you know this is made in 1967.
Yeah. It provides a handle upon which you can, understand the context of the thing's history.
Yeah.
And you can place it in an era. You can kind of rock solid stick that right there and say this is a Brady Bunch era record player, and
the other thing is different types. Like I was noticing with torpedoes, they have different serial numbers for deluxe version versus not. And I asked some guy who's sold a lot of torpedoes, what's the difference between a deluxe and a non-deluxe? And he didn't have any good answer for it. So
it says deluxe on it. That's
well, sometimes it's a matter of just having more sound insulation. Like the difference between a Royal Aristocrat and a Royal QDL is 2 pieces of sound insulation, and that's it.
Wow.
But I think you list that there are different serial numbers for those too.
There are different serial numbers, but
not difference in build.
There's no difference in actual what the machine actually does. Like they both have key set tabs, they both have magic margins, they both have all the features that are you would expect in a QDL is also in an Aristocrat, but it just has 2 pieces of missing sound insulation.
Wow.
It's interesting too, like knowing the dates on things when you start getting into the like typewriters or the items that you like. I've found, at least in my personal preference, I typically like, hey, if I like this typewriter in this era, usually I will also like other brands in that era. Somehow just maybe their aesthetics, not always, but I found that seems to be, you can kind of gauge what you will probably like to by the year, because it was, every company's going to follow trends.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So in the chat, we have an interesting question for May. Let me bring that up.
In the YouTube chat?
Yeah, regarding one of your favorite typewriters. So as Daniel Deary, he's asking, on your metal list, did you find the paper injector works? Mine did not at all, and it interfered with the bail, so I removed it altogether.
Mine does work. I have two, and both of them work, although the second one was bent, and it was interfering with the bail movement, and you couldn't pull it all the way. So I just, took some pliers and held my mouth just right and bent it, straightened it up, and then it was fine. But it's probably just because it was bent. A lot of times people put them in the case, they end up upside down, and all those metal tabs on the top, get bent inward, and that was the problem with my second one.
Okay.
Well, he already removed it, so oh well.
If you're a professional repairman, you'd say formed.
Formed.
Formed,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Formed. I reformed. Yes, it did interfere with the lifting the bail, and you couldn't pull it, all the way forward. So that was probably the issue. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's hard to tell without actually seeing.
Of course. Yeah. But thank you for your insight.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
Since Ted's on now and my camera's back, I wanted to ask him about my SM9.
Okay.
I don't think you were here before when I showed it.
I did. I saw it. I saw your posts on Facebook too.
I like the fish fillets.
What do you think about, like, it has, I don't know, it's my first Olympia, so I'm going nuts about it.
Okay.
Oh, congratulations.
Doesn't say deluxe or anything on the inside?
It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Again, it's mostly just a label.
And is this the pearl white? Is this the pearl gray?
I don't know. The key, the special color for the keys came about in a particular year, and I can't remember offhand, and I don't have typewriter database to give me a clue. But if you look up a blogger named Nick Balland, did a thorough research of all the SMs, SM models, and he's got a series of 3 blog posts that go through each era and tells you the specifics about those eras. Let me see if I can remember his.
That's all right. Well, that's a good resource. Thank you.
So he'll tell you, when those color changes comes, and it's also on the typewriter database. So if you
when it's back up,
you can look them up.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, those are great machines. Love SM9s.
Oh, and it's got a pound and a dollar sign. Is that?
Oh, so it'd be like an international keyboard one.
Yeah, I don't know what else. It's got a dollar sign on the 4 and a pound on the 5.
Might be a Canadian border machine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
already.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you about that.
Yeah. Good machine.
Yeah. Good boy.
I've been vexed with the shift lock on, I don't know if it's an SM7 or 9, but I've tried to reform it so it will, lock, and then it won't unlock, and then but if
you gotta get the angle right.
It's a tricky business, I think.
It's a super simple mechanism. I mean, it's just a latch that it's a spring-loaded latch that hooks onto another piece of metal. So
I know,
but
matter of
getting that angle right, pretty much.
It must wear down or something over time, or
get out your file.
Excellent.
File off them burrs.
Yeah.
So I'm going to intervene. I actually got to jump off here in half a minute.
Okay.
The illustrious Aaron with Typewriter Connection has just stopped by. He brought some machines in for some emergency repairs and whatnot.
Nice.
So, yeah, but I wanted to introduce him real quick because I mentioned him a few times. But this is Aaron, who owns Typewriter Connection, as we sit on my porch.
Hello.
He actually
we love Aaron.
Yeah.
I'm a real person.
You even got a cool shirt.
Oh yeah, thank you. This is
Nice.
an old shirt from a buddy of mine gave to me, and I wear it from time to time. But
a lot of them know.
Oh yeah, Garrett. So I don't know Garrett live.
Yeah.
He's a typewriter guy. Anyways, but yeah, him and I were I guess typewriter business. I'm always like, why look it up?
Aaron looks okay, doesn't he, guys?
Yeah,
He looks fine.
But yeah, no, I'm just trying to do my part here in LA, doing typewriter stuff, and have my little shop downtown in the Arts District, which has been doing really well. It's been really fun. A lot of just been really busy. So it's been a good year, a good start for typewriter community.
Doing it just over a year.
What, the shop
yeah.
downtown? Yeah, it's gonna be a year in February. I had this showroom, so it's been really busy.
It really is a great space because it's a showroom inside of a maker space, and that's how we have all the room to do. Like December 4th, we did. Aaron hosted that. He's got a ton of extra room for clinics and stuff that we're going to be doing in the future that I mentioned the last Saturday of every month. We're going to be, so we get to talk about that today. Like, what do we want to do in the near future for the community in LA? But if you get a chance, Aaron doesn't have regular business hours. He is by appointment. But if you're in LA, you should definitely find a way to check out Typewriter Connection because he's got a lot of exciting machines. You always have 30 or 40 machines for sale.
Oh yeah. Yeah, at any given time.
Wow.
So yeah, I always have fun machines, and I always like to have like a fun experience too. I keep it there.
I've been trying to get a typewriter off of Aaron for years. He's got a duotone Olympia, and I used to bug him all the time on Garrett and with Garrett and Aaron there because he'd always show it as an example and always say, no, it's not for sale. I just like showing it, but I usually sell my typewriters, and so I always email him or text him after, go, Aaron, hey, so and he'd avoid it. And anyway, I bought another Olympia off him a couple years ago. Aaron, I've still got that. Thank you, man. It's great. So I'm satisfied.
Great to hear.
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sean is up in Canada there. YYC? What's your
YYC typewriter? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He actually exists.
Yeah. Aaron remembers Garrett used to bug me a lot. So distract their streams.
Yeah. It's been good. But yeah, no, thank you guys, everybody, for doing what you're doing. Typewriter community, getting out there and just keeping these machines alive. That's kind of my motto is just keeping the history alive on these because they still hold purpose, and they still have a lot of stories to tell. So it's a good thing that everyone's doing.
Yay!
Yay! We agree, 100%.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sundays, and look forward to the Typewriter database getting back on. Thanks, May. Thanks for all the input too, guys. Earlier.
Thanks so much, Bob and Aaron. Nice meeting you.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Bob, now that you're famous, thanks for stopping by to visit with us lowly type.
See you guys.
All right.
Good to see you, Bob.
Take care.
Take care.
John, what are you doing to that poor SM7?
Well, I brought it out because you had yours out, and I forgot that the tab. I haven't quite fixed the tab on this thing yet. So when I pushed the tab to hold it, and I pulled at the carriage, my whole spool, my mainspring drum, unwound all over all the internal. I know, God, I hate that. The hair stands up, and I get sweaty and angry. And anyway, so I'm like, maybe I should turn my camera off so nobody can see me getting angry here. But I got it all sorted out, and now I'm just raising the springs on the back to lighten the carriage.
Okay.
So I'm okay now.
All right, you're fine. You're good.
But thank God for my.
Yes.
I have mine sitting right next to me too.
Yeah. Well, when you get angry, you start to lose sight of reality. So you got to go to the book sometimes. So
there you go.
It's a calming influence.
It's a
calming influence. I'm fighting with an escapement on a silent I picked up super cheap, and I picked it up to play with it, to learn how to play with it. The stupid escapement, that stupid like 1/4 inch nut that's not a 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
I cannot find a single thing that will pull that off. So we're fighting with it. It's the one last fix I have to make on the typewriter because the escapement, it sticks. So like you'll push a key and like it gets stuck back, and it's like it catches on the tine catches. So I was like, oh, I just need to pull it out and clean it because I think it's just slightly misaligned, and kind of just clean everything up, put it back together. And nope, can't get it off. So one of these days I'll find that little slightly larger than 1/4 inch tool to get it off.
Yeah. You have checked the rubber bumper in the escapement, right? The little rubber
Yeah.
piece that fits in there.
Yep, the rubber bumper's fine. That's all
Okay.
free.
Okay.
It's
good.
literally, it's like, you know how the star, it'll like move back and the star will go. And,
Yeah. Okay.
It's catching, right? Somehow it's not moving quite enough and it catches and it just holds that star. So it won't actually progress the
Okay.
carriage along. Like you can't type. It just sits there stuck. So
Oh,
it'll work if I push the backspace button. The backspace will knock it where it'll like realign. And then if I reset the carriage, so if you reset the carriage, that'll reset it.
Yeah.
But otherwise it'll get stuck. And everything I've tried, because everyone's like clean it and do this and that and oil it, and nothing's worked. So I think it has to come out.
No, there you go.
The good thing is though, Lindsay, it's a super easy escapement to get out.
Oh, they are.
And it's a great learning escapement. Like that's how I gained a lot of confidence, was because it was right there and I could get it out. And once you figure out how it seats on both sides, you'll find out that little adjustments of the whole escapement over or a bit sometimes free that up. I mean, that's just one of many solutions depending on what the actual problem is. But yeah, you'll feel like master of the universe when you get it. Oh, that's the great.
It's got a lot of nice points for adjustment. Yeah. So
yeah, and it's been fantastic working on it. Like that's really been excitement, and it annoys me because it taunts me because like even the type or the YouTube videos by was it Dwayne Johnson?
Dwayne Jensen, yeah.
Jensen. He had problems like finding one to fit just that little, because you had to twist it to the left and then you unscrew it. And I was like, oh well, I'll just buy precision ones that he got to fix. Nope, mine didn't fit. It just didn't quite. So I got to play with it because I was like, well, I can use some adjustable ones, but it started trying to eat into that little nut. And I was like, okay, I gotta take a step back. I don't want to strip this.
If you're looking at nut drivers, there's one. Let's see, where is mine? Where did it go?
I like your shirt, Brian.
There's a Weeha nut driver.
Greg made it for me.
Oh, nice.
That, I would recommend, even if you just get one, get this one. If I can find it. Of course, it's buried because I just recently used it. Okay, I can't find it. I think it's 5.5 millimeters.
Yeah. 6.5.
Yeah, it's I think it's 5.5. Works on Brothers and Olivetti's, and Smith Coronas. It's for some reason it's just the perfect size for all those a lot of those little nuts. So.
Okay. You said the 5.5 nut driver?
Yes.
Awesome.
Made by Weeha.
Weeha.
Ed, are you going to tell Lindsay why it's called Weeha?
No, because I don't know.
Oh, so because the tool is so awesome as you're using it, it's like a fun amusement park ride, and you go wee, and then when you solve the problem, you go ha.
I love it. Oh well, if I ever get this escapement fixed, I will definitely
do it.
Doing a lot of that, and probably doing some really bad dancing. As well.
The really nice thing about the Weeha drivers is that they have a really thin border around the nut driver itself. So a lot of times you use a nut driver and it's just too thick to get inside of a space. Like it's just too big to get in there and actually go on the nut. Or it's not deep enough to allow for the like if it's a lock nut on a screw that's supposed to be an adjustment. Sometimes the nut driver's not deep enough to let that screw go into it. The Weeha is just built perfectly for that.
Oh, good.
It's a nice skinny nut driver with a deep socket. So,
well, and the reason I said 6.5 is because she said just bigger than 1/4 inch, and that's
okay.
That's 0.255 is 6.5 millimeters.
Okay, well,
I'll get one of those too, just to be safe.
Get a set.
Both, yeah.
As my dad always said, you can never have enough tools.
That's true.
True.
Oh, I actually bought one of those illuminated magnifiers for your head. Actually, I saw May wearing it, and it looked so cool. I figured I just want to be that kind of nerd.
When you get to be as cool as May and me with this thing,
but they didn't work for me. My eyesight is so bad. I'm so nearsighted that when I take my glasses off, I can focus like 3 inches away from my eyes. And I can see
You
like
don't need 'em.
molecules and things. So
You're
when I use
naturally
the
magnified.
magnifiers, I could focus almost that well, but like a foot from my face. Like, that's not really any better. So I sent them back.
Yeah, Sean, in the comments, I think Curry was asking about your magnifying specs. Is there a particular brand or?
Yeah, there is. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, there's a bazillion different versions that are all pretty much the same that come out of China, but I'll find a box because I bought a 2 set just because I knew that I'd misplace one and need one for all the work because I get
And
distracted.
also the charge, the battery only lasts like a couple hours and sometimes you need them longer than that.
Yeah. I mean,
So
the only,
I have a double set as well.
yeah. Did you get the one with the like the 2 double AAAs or whatever?
No,
the
mine's a
forehead?
rechargeable USB
Ah.
only.
Oh, well, lucky you.
Mine came from Walmart. They're called
Okay.
Mighty Sight, I think. And yeah, they came in a 2-pack Mighty Sight.
So yeah,
Oh,
just
Kimberly's got one too.
Oh, yeah.
just
Yeah,
get the
that's
one with
fun.
the, yeah, exactly. That's the same one. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Yeah,
Oh, cool.
And yeah, these ones have
very
2
helpful.
AAAs, which are
Oh,
not as
nice.
useful. It's probably better to get the rechargeable USB-C
Yeah,
couple.
Yeah, I
imagine-
have the rechargeable one, and it's got the different magnifications. It comes with like 10 different magnifications. And
Oh, nice. Yeah.
A box full of adjustments.
Mine
Yeah.
were really simple. I think it was 20 some bucks for a 2-pack. It wasn't very expensive. So very handy. And then I have an extra headlamp, that I bought for camping years
Yeah.
ago. That sometimes I need extra light. So I'll have, a triple super nerd.
Super nerd. Yeah.
So, Diane, did we say hi to you? I know you spoke earlier, but did we actually say hi to you?
No.
Hi, Diane.
Oh, hi, Diane.
How are you, Diane?
I'm doing fine.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think sometimes with us regulars, we forget. We just assume, we assume we're all welcome.
Yeah. I as a host, I try to make sure to say hi to everyone in a timely
You're very
fashion.
good at that.
But we get these topics going, and I don't want to put a halt to those, obviously. So because that's kind of the whole point of this is to share information. But yeah. But is there anything new in your world, Diane?
No.
Okay, fair enough.
I think I've done all the new stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to like label stuff a little bit today.
Oh, okay.
Things in cases.
Things in cases, yeah. I had at least one that's not labeled, and I know there's a bunch of stuff that's not on the database yet. Hence the type samples that I was doing.
Nice.
For the 2 noiseless appearing ones. So
Sorry.
Very nice.
There we go.
But I need to clean the Underwood again because it's all gunked up. But once it warms up a bit, I'll do that. Or if we have one of these rogue 70-degree days and I decide, okay, I don't have a lot of work to do, I'll go out in the garage and open it up and do that because I have to have the garage door open to do that.
Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, because I have the Smith Premier 3 is waiting for that as well. It needs some cleaning because there's actually a touch regulator on there. I found out. It's like I've seen this piece of equipment, so to speak, on in the manuals, but I've never actually seen one on the machine, on any of the machines I have. And it's like I was looking at this and I'm like, what the hell is that? And it's like I know I've seen it before. Then it's a case of where did I see it before? And then and the way those old manuals are written, trying to decipher what it is kind of ugly. That's something that I wish I could make better, is make a better manual for those things, because it's like, yeah, those pictures are kind of hard to see what the heck it is.
Yeah, yeah.
I get jealous of people like William, who's been like a mechanic for their entire lives. So they probably can read that in the blink of an eye. And I'm over here like,
Yeah.
Well, and the sad thing is on some of these things, it has the picture of the machine, it has lines and letters, but then the definitions of the letters are either on a different page or worse, they're buried in the text. Ugh.
So just when we think we're smarter, more civilized, advanced human beings today, I would argue that we are not. Because of those manuals from 100 years ago were written in a completely different way. They're hard for us to get now. Like you read them, and just like you're saying, Diane, I do the same thing. I'm like back and forth going, what's ST10456-A? I haven't seen that anywhere. But it's car manuals are the same. My old GMC and my Oldsmobile are the same thing. But guys read these blue collar guys that we look back on, 50, 60, 70 years ago, and they knew this stuff. They could do it and they could read it. And I'm like, maybe we're not as smart as we think.
we've just changed where we're smart in.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Sean, you're just stuck in a generation where like the younger kids speak a different language and the older guys speak a different language, and you're stuck in the middle of the generations going, I don't understand any of you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Weird.
Yeah, we need to blow it up to poster size, and then actually here's the picture, and then right underneath, here's the definitions. Woohoo!
Yeah.
We need to get a bunch of white coats together to stand there going, let's.
I have a white coat. I could do that.
Perfect. It's science. You'll be science-like.
Well, I am a scientist, so like I said, I have the white coat. I used to be in the lab, but I'm not in the lab anymore.
If you got the white coat and the glasses, that's all you need to decipher it. I think.
I even have the pocket protector.
Oh, I've been wanting pocket protectors for so long. If anybody's got a name for pocket protectors, I need them.
That could be a new collection.
Well, I've been working on it. I've been looking for a pocket protector, vintage pocket protectors that I can wear, because I think that would totally weird people out, older people and young kids would be like, oh, why would you wear that? In case my pen pops. When has your pen ever popped?
Yeah. Oh man.
I think it was there for us in case we ever just had the pen open and put it in our pocket.
Yeah.
Most of us are into fountain pens here, so in case it leaks, you're golden.
Yep.
Exactly.
Then we'll need a pocket protector database.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any serial numbers on this one.
Yeah.
I got it from work, so.
You notice that the ladies outnumber the guys today?
Yeah,
it was that way last night too. William was the only man on last night.
Oh, Ted was sort of on.
Ted was on for a little bit, yeah.
I can be as effeminate as you want, though, guys. So I'm willing to adjust to the crowd.
It just goes to show that typewriters are very co-ed.
What?
Unlike like motorcycle rebuilding or hot rodding cars. Not to say that women don't do this.
Are you kidding?
They're very male dominated.
I heard people talking about me.
What do you have there, Brian?
Oh, this is the other thing that happens when you are looking at a typewriter manual.
Oh, in a different language.
In Hungarian.
Oh yeah.
Yikes.
That happens.
Well, that would definitely happen with those ones from Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Google
think
Translate is no help.
Marvin's,
Yeah.
I think Marvin's about ready to leave, so maybe say hi to him quick.
Marvin? Oh, hi, Marvin.
Where's Marvin?
Oh.
It's 1 a.m. there.
Oh, yes. We said hi, so I hope you're doing well, Marvin. Excellent. He's not on camera, so.
He wondered about if anybody got his.
Oh, yes, I received a postcard from you, actually. I received a postcard from you. So thank you very much. It was awesome. Yeah. All right. So
I sent mine, but I don't know if it's been received yet, and that person is not on, so can't check.
Okay. Yeah.
I got mine immediately from Emily.
Excellent.
She's very prompt. I mean, it came within a week.
Excellent. Now, have we officially said hi to you, May?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't remember. I've been talking, so it's pretty much the same thing.
That's what throws me off, you know, but
Yeah.
we'll go with it.
Hi.
So, I know we spoke to Lindsay already, but we didn't officially say hi. What's new in your world?
Work. That's about it. Nothing in the typosphere is new for me. I've just been playing with. I take it back. I got a new ribbon.
Cool.
It was really funny because I got a new ribbon and then I got it in the standard red and black, and then I was like, why did I get it in the standard red and black? Like there were so many pretty colors, and I just wanted them all. So.
Oh. You're a traditionalist.
Apparently. Well, that is soon to change.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
My little Zephyr that I got with me, it has that blurple purple ribbon. And I find myself wanting to just type in that color. So I was like, well, might have to get some more blues and purples and browns and just go ham.
It's blue and purple. That's why you called it blurple, because I really like that.
Here, I'll show you really quick. The type on it is very blue, but it's not quite fully blue, so it's blurple because it's supposed to be purple.
Yeah,
I like
kind
it.
of like an indigo almost.
Yeah.
In a way. Does anyone know if Baco Ribbon Supply does custom two-tone or just red and black?
No, I think they do a custom. Who was talking about that last week? Was it last week? Somebody mentioned that Joe, I think, was it Joe?
Oh.
Somebody mentioned, May, that they had just called Baco and they had mentioned other colors getting from Baco. And I think a couple of people went,
nice.
hey, I just thought Baco only did black and red and black.
I knew they did solid custom, like they'll do solid purple, blue, and brown and stuff, but
yeah, but I think that's
two-tone.
limited to the normal sizes.
Oh yeah.
I know. I would love to get a multicolored wide ribbon, but
you can get a bunch of them and stitch them together very finely.
If I order a 660 yards of blue and purple, everybody here will have to buy like 35 spools, and then we're fine. Where it's all even. So if you guys will do that, I'll buy it.
I got a black and blue ribbon for that little Smith Corona. That had the painting on the outside from Amazon. It was pretty cool, but it was just black and blue.
Yeah, I think what is it? Ribbons Unlimited does a couple of those dual tones, and they said that they will actually do custom ones. You just have to call them too. I don't know if they have a bunch of colors, but they might be able to do the larger ribbons too, because they have quite a few sizes.
Oh, okay. Excellent. All right. And Kim, how are you doing?
Good. I'm doing good.
Excellent. Anything new in your world?
Yes, my faucet arrived.
Oh,
and
yay!
It's
your faucet?
I'm not waiting on any more typewriters in the mail. They've all arrived.
Yay.
Are you able to show it?
It's already pictured in my member album. If you go to my Type Pals, I took pictures of everything in there. I've got a members album. The feet are degrading, but it's fine. I mean, I use a mat anyway, so that's okay. But ultimately, we'll need to replace those faucet feet.
Okay.
I like your sweater. Did you knit that?
Oh, thanks. I did. Yeah, many decades ago. It's not pretty enough to wear in public. Like it was like
but it's
second
warm,
thing I did in my
cozy.
life, you know, so it's not really, but I'm freezing. I don't know. I'm just always, I've got a hot water bottle here, hot cup of tea. I am frozen.
I like the colors. It's pretty.
Thanks.
And as always, it's good seeing you, Kimberly.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It looks like Lynn stepped away. Oh, there she is. There she is. How are you, Lynn?
I'm good. Actually, well, yesterday I was going to go see some typewriters in Minneapolis and ended up having symptoms, so I had to go get a COVID test instead.
Oh, no.
But I'll know in a day or two about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there was the guy had a rocket, which I've never tried before. Looked like a nice one. and a Triumph de jour, which was kind of a nice portable to look at. But I'll have to do it later if they're still there. We'll see. He seems to have a lot of typewriters, so
Okay.
that's that. And then I'm working on I had fixed a Underwood 4 for a friend, and some little kids got on it and wrecked it.
No.
So trying to figure out what
happened?
I think it's
You don't know yet.
the spring. It had it was one of those where you could wind the spring like with a little knob, and I have a feeling they went to town on that.
Oh boy.
Ooh, I can turn this. So-
Oh, goodness.
I had my Antares Parva at a type-in, and a little kid was typing on it, and he kept getting the keys jammed. I said, look, this one's got a special unjam key. And he said, ooh. So then he started hitting the keyboard with his balled up fists and then hitting the unjam.
Oh,
Oh, no.
And then did you hit him with your balled up fist?
right.
Yeah, Ryan just got out of prison, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and brought it up.
Not
Yeah, been looking around for some torpedoes, but haven't found anything I particularly wanted. There was one on Goodwill, got outbid again. I don't know how people like go up to like $500-600 for a typewriter they haven't even seen.
Yeah,
That's
Probably
crazy.
I couldn't do that either.
I've gotten outbid every single time, like in ones that don't even look that good, because I was trying to get you to
Yeah.
practice on. And it would be like the last hour, and then it would just go crazy. So I'm like, okay, is this just being bid up to be bid up, or is this actually people wanting these? Because
Sometimes you will find those high bid ones relisted. It's almost like they're just messing with us. You know?
Yeah. Someone will bid $1,000 at the last minute, and then they won't buy it, and they'll wait for it to get relisted and hope it gets cheaper. It's like people that take the stickers all the way off things at Goodwill and hope they get relisted cheaper, and they never do.
Jerks.
Yeah.
I just want to hit them in the face with my ball.
Yeah, like there was a couple that went up to $10,000.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Just trying to get to where no
money laundering for you.
Right.
By the way, I pulled a May, and I won a Sears medalist. I was the only bidder.
Oh.
It was like $7.99 plus I think it was $20 shipping. So
Yeah.
not bad.
Yeah, I saw that. I resisted. So
Otherwise, we would have been bidding against each other.
I had two. That's
Resisted.
enough. My rule is no more than two of the same kind.
I like to get things on Shop Goodwill that are either listed wrong, like they're in the wrong category, or they're or there's another one like it, but this one looks worse.
Yeah.
Worse. A lot of times people won't bid on that. They'll all bid on the nicer looking one. They just get the crappy one at the end of the day and fix it when you get it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So May, when you say no more than two of the same kind, do you mean like, because I'm just thinking about my 1930s and 40s Royals and Aristocrats and Arrows and Deluxes.
Oh
and
no, like same era, body type, color, within the same looking typewriters. So
okay, yeah, I've broken that.
like I would like to have a 40s Quiet Deluxe and a 50s Quiet Deluxe. So, but I don't want to get more than two of each, that kind of thing. So I have, like Gregory was saying, I bid low bid on 10 typewriters last spring break, and
yeah, I just did one.
Yeah, 6 of them were Royal Quiet Deluxes. I thought, oh, $50, I'll win at least 1 or 2 of them. I won all 6 of them.
Bada boom.
Don't do that. Yeah, don't bid on more than 4 or 5 at a time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'll be happy that people are bidding them up to 500.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I actually had a bid that I regret. My max bid was way too high, and I realized that like after the fact, and I was just praying that someone outbid me, and someone did. So I was like, oh,
Hey, don't you love those ones where you're like, please outbid me, please outbid me.
Can't
I did that one
redact
time
those bids, huh?
too, and like when it comes through, you're just like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah, those nights you have a little too much wine and get a little too clicky.
The funny thing is, they were a bid sniper, so they waited until the very last second. Up until the last second, I thought, oh man, I have to buy this now. And then at the last second, they outbid me. I was like, woo!
This is my strategy. I wait until about 10 minutes before it closes, and then I bid as much as I would reasonably ever pay for that.
Right.
And then put the bid in and turn off the computer and
it'll walk away
after the time. Because it's
Smart.
never a good thing to react to what people are bidding.
Don't get me in bidding wars that way.
Yeah.
I casually, offhandedly put in a low bid on a bunch of typewriters, and some of them are sticking at me being the highest bidder at $25, and they're all like 1941 Royal Quiet Deluxe that I already have. But I like them, so when I see them, I'll just throw $25 at it. But two of them aren't even typewriters, and I won them, and I'm like, how did that happen? I don't know. It was a little. I don't know when they're going to get
typewriters.
Well, one of them was a little silver typewriter charm.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, that's cute. I don't know why I put a bid on it. What am I going to do with it? But the other one I actually kind of do want is that American Girl Royal O. And I'm like, I always wanted one of those. Let me just put a bid on it, see what happens. I know like nobody else bid on it. So maybe next week I'll get to show you the little tiny typewriter shaped things that I bought for some unknown reason.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I'm still waiting on that one from Florida to show up. I guess they're having COVID related issues. I'm like, okay, then when it comes, I will quarantine it for 10 days and then take it out of the box.
Yeah.
I don't think you can get COVID from a typewriter.
No. Actually, getting COVID from objects was a big subject with the library since I work at the library.
Right.
We were putting books in quarantine. The suggested started at, I think, 3 days, and then they bumped it up to 5 days. And then after they did some research, they realized it doesn't really transmit through objects. So, we no longer quarantine the books. So
that's good. And I think people are just responsible for whether or not they're going to touch stuff and touch their eyes and nose themselves. You can't do anything about how other people behave.
Yes.
I'm trying to remind myself of that.
If someone sneezed on it and then wrapped it real quick.
Yeah.
It's still wet when you open the package. That would be unfortunate. But
that would probably be
only that would work.
Yeah.
And if you typed on it and maybe like ate a sandwich right after.
Oh.
That's the extreme.
Yeah.
This is a completely random aside, but I just saw Joe stop typing, so I'm going to ask, what is that typewriter? Because it's really beautiful, and I love the keys.
Well, good morning or good afternoon.
Good morning.
Hi, this is a Splendid 33, one of my favorite machines right now. And yeah, it's a kind of a British keyboard, not really completely British, but there is a British pound symbol and some of the extra fractions. So yeah, it's fun. I got this from my friend Kevin, and I don't know, he probably got it from Goodwill or someplace like that. Who knows? But anyways, yeah, it's been fun. It's been a good machine, although it does like a cotton ribbon. It doesn't type really dark on a nylon ribbon. So yeah.
May I ask what that thing is behind you? Is that some photography?
This whole thing here?
Yes.
Oh, that's my
Difference
video
engine.
table. This is a wooden framework. I built this table, so you can't really see it all that well, but I needed a place to put lights, hang lights from, and microphones. So I built this wooden frame that I have all these lights on, and in fact, let me turn on the plug strip.
Okay.
So, and then because I have this framework now, I have a place to hang cables, like video cables, and you know, my microphone is attached to the thing, and I have this big bright ring light that's now the new lighting setup, and so
this is behind the scenes of your
channel. And I'll probably so I just found out that about the Hermans, the virtual Hermans, that's going to be happening in February. My exposure is a little bright now. Anyways, the virtual Hermans. So I'm going to be doing a presentation there. So I had to take vacation from work, which is fun.
Oh.
I need to do that anyways. I have
You
a lot of vacation time.
You earn them, so.
Yeah. So this is my last year of working for the company I work for, who shall remain nameless until I quit, and then we can talk about them. But anyways, their initials are Integrated Electronics. Anyways, we won't say anymore. So I'm going to be doing a breakout session, and I think I'll be doing the topic on how to do video. Right? I mean, that kind of is. It's not really directly typewriter related, except there are a number of typewriter channels now on YouTube, and some people might be interested in how to do that, how to get started, and what kind of tools do you need, and how easy is it to do, or whatever. So I think that'll be a fun presentation. So when I do that, I'll probably show the behind the scenes of how I do things like that. So I have to make a fancy like PowerPoint kind of presentation, although on the Mac, it's not called PowerPoint, it's called Keynote, but it's the same thing probably. And I'll probably do some embedded video clips on that presentation to make it easier for me to play everything, So anyways, that's what I'm doing.
I have never been to one of those, and it's completely virtual, right? Because I've seen a few ads for it.
You could, if you wanted to, you could camp out in your front yard, simulate what it's like going to West Virginia and camping out. Now
Get some cold pizza and cheap
cold
beer.
pizza, cheap like box wine. Actually, I've never been to the live version in West Virginia, but I know Diane has once or twice at least. And so she's probably our content expert on what it's like to be actually at Herman's. But yeah, so I think if you guys just camp out, like some of you folks probably would need some Arctic gear to camp out in right now. Or here in New Mexico, it's just cold but dry. So, not too bad.
I've got a gas fire pit in the yard, so I've never used it. But I could do that for the
there you go.
late night campfire thing.
Yeah, 'cause people would literally camp out in Herman's yard. It's a very large place.
Big yard.
Yeah. Oh, he has a huge yard.
Like in tents and RVs and stuff like that.
Some sleep in their
not
car.
RVs, but I've definitely seen tents. It's just tents, I think.
Yeah.
Mark Trad slept in a tent. I thought Kai was going to get hypothermia sleeping in a tent that year. It rained and.
Yeah, that year it rained. It was bad.
So
yeah,
Diane,
you
what you're saying is staying over at Herman's is intense.
The years I've gone, I've stayed in a hotel.
Good for you.
Are Diane and I the only two people here that went to Herman's in person so far? Ted, have you been? No.
I do not travel well.
Well, I think we're going to have to start doing regional Herman's type things because.
Yeah, we could do easily a southwestern U.S. Herman's and get a lot of people.
Yeah, for sure.
Between New Mexico, Colorado, Arizona, and Texas, and California, Southern California. I'm sure we could do a lot. So I was just doing this morning. So you probably have seen this on one of my videos. This is blueprint paper, the old style blueprint paper that you would expose with UV light and develop in ammonia vapors. And I've been messing with putting it in a large format camera. And I just did this morning. It was a 2-hour, what was it? 1 hour? Well, where's my notes here? Darn it. It was an hour and 6 minutes exposure, morning light. And I develop it in some ammonia vapors, basically a bottle of ammonia. but make sure you get the strong ammonia, not the cheap ammonia.
Not the clean.
So yeah, I bought some Albertsons brand ammonia, and it's you can smell it and hardly get anything off of it. So, but the Walmart brand is what I'm using. We had a little bit left, and it's strong enough to actually work. But so I have another exposure going on right now. So
it's a moody picture.
Yeah, it's it's kind of interesting. So this one I didn't do any pre-flashing on, which means the shadows are dark over here in the shadow. But this next one I have going on right now, I pre-flashed it, which should raise the shadows a little bit more without really affecting the highlights too much. And what I'm doing with these experiments is trying to figure out the true film speed of the paper, because it's like it's fractional ISO. It's like 0.000 something ISO, right? So I meter the scene with my handheld meter at ISO 3, which is the lowest ISO it goes to. And then I have to figure out a correction factor to multiply that time by to get the right exposure. And the other interesting thing is the lens I'm using for this homemade camera was a Xerox machine lens. Oh, wow. And it's f4.5, which is pretty fast for a large lens. And I think it transmits UV light more efficiently than my regular pictorial photographic lenses, like the one for my 4x5 camera seems to be quite a bit slower. And I think it's because it has coatings on the glass that's purposefully designed to reduce UV, because that's one of the things you don't want to have in pictorial photography is a lot of UV haze. So the coatings on the lens, on normal camera lenses, they don't want the UV, but on a process lens, like for a Xerox machine, they actually use some of the UV in there to process the, the laser light sensitive image. Anyway, so I know this is not typewriter related, except, I have a number of these that are overexposed, so it's mostly white. And I'm going to be typing on those because this paper is just regular like paper. It's not photographic, it's not thick. It feels like letter writing paper.
Cool.
And yeah, so I'm going to be doing some like poetry on some of these that are overexposed, mostly white.
So cool.
There's going to be a new book coming out, right, Joe?
I don't know. There needs to be there needs to be some books already coming out, but I haven't been working on them. So I think I'm waiting to retire to do a lot of that stuff. But
there you go.
Joe and the Franken camera.
It's what it is. And it's totally impractical. And it's pointless. It's pointless and impractical, which means let's do it, right? It's just it's one of those things. If you're a tinkerer, it's a challenge, but there's no practical use in it because you can't do portraits of people for an hour. Okay, I need you to sit still for an hour, don't blink.
Don't smile.
Yeah, we're gonna tape your eyelids open with tape or something. So.
Yeah, just sit them in front of a typewriter and have them type for an hour, and then you just have a ghost in a typewriter.
That's right. It would be cool. Or you have to have some really powerful flashes. The kind of flashes that you'd have to dial up Kirtland Air Force Base. I need one of your airburst nukes now.
You can get multiple exposures while on one exposure.
Yes.
Using the flash and moving around or whatever.
Yeah, if it was sensitive to it, I think you need so much flash that you'd have to wear sunscreen.
Your next project.
Yeah, so it'll probably get me in trouble with the government if I do that. But anyways. Yeah, so I'm actually typing just this nonsense stuff I'm typing here. I'm typing on this True Red notepad that I got from Staples. And this is 1/4 inch ruled, which makes it compatible with 1.5 line spacing machines. So I've been recently enjoying typing on my old Hermes 3000. It has a red-black ribbon, and so it's nice to do corrections in red or emphasize certain phrases in red, or underline it in red. Where this Olympia, I don't have. It needs a cotton ribbon, and I didn't have a red-black cotton. I have just a black cotton ribbon, so it's a little more drab, but it works good. So
I
anyway,
was typing on some line of paper last night, Joe.
Oh yes, you are. That's right. Which machine was that?
Corona 3.
Oh yes. Do I see a motion adjustment it needs, or is that just the way the date started out on the top there? The 16th February.
That's
January.
I wanted it on red, and I oofka boobled it.
Oh, okay.
User error.
Looks
yeah,
good.
that was a little bit of user error, and plus I hadn't used it in a while, so you know how that goes.
Yeah, I know. When you have a lot of machines in your collection, that's a problem. Keep
yeah,
them running.
and it was funny after watching your video. It's like I was looking at this, and it's like, yep, there it goes. It's changing. It's still double spacing, but it's definitely moving.
Well, you need to get some of those steno pads, the Greg Rule steno pads, and put it on double space.
Yeah,
and it'll
this
be-
is just a cheapo that I brought
Yeah.
home from work whenever they said, okay, everybody clean out their cubes.
Yeah, that looks like wide ruled, right? I believe.
Yeah, it
mistaken.
is.
Yeah.
It says legal executive pad, but look how small it is.
It's for small executives. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
You know, another way to do that is to type on blank paper, and then when you're done, you draw in the lines. And
Yeah, draw on the lines, exactly. Do it after the fact. What's up, May? What did
Oh,
you
well,
have?
that's kind of what I did. I made fake notebook paper by using the typewriter and
Yeah.
some blue pens to draw the lines, and then turned it sideways and did the pink margin line.
If you have a hole in
So,
your,
and then it always lines up with the typewriter.
That's right,
But
right.
it's
That's a good
very
idea.
tedious. It takes a
Yeah,
long time.
I had my friend Ethan laser cut me a piece of acrylic plastic with lines with
Oh.
gaps in it for
Mhm.
doing Greg ruling, but it would be almost as easy just to use the typewriter, like you say.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. Is that breakfast pizza, May? Is that what
Yeah.
we're having?
Mhm. Well, technically it's lunchtime here. It's
Oh, okay. Yeah,
12:45.
you're an hour. You're
Oh,
it's almost 1 o'clock. Oh, there's the Corona, Diane.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Oh, I
That's
love
nice.
it.
Corona 3. How do you like that?
Oh, I like it. I've had it for a while. It's got some newish feet. The feet have been replaced. I've had this for I don't know maybe 5 years now.
Yeah. So how do you like the double shift or the what is it? Character shift versus caps shift or whatever they call it?
Oh
Caps and
yeah, the
tape.
fig and the cap, the fig
Yeah.
and the caps. That's a pain in the butt. But that's what this thing's for. To hold the one or the other down and
Oh, is that true? It's a double shift, one for symbol or figure, and one for. Oh, I see.
Interesting.
yeah, it's just on the one side, but yeah, this little thing it'll hold it down so you can do one or the other.
Oh, very
Oh.
cool.
That
While
machine, I wish
it
would-
helps while you're looking for the key. It's like the dash on here is above the K, but it doesn't look like a dash.
Oh,
It
yeah.
looks more like a dot.
yeah.
Yeah.
You see?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, dang it, I know there's one here somewhere, and it's like, oh, there it is. Duh.
So where's the apostrophe, or does it have one?
The apostrophe is over the letter V.
Well, of
as a
course, that
picture.
makes sense.
Naturally.
It really doesn't make sense, but that's
No.
where it is.
But it's next to the quote mark, so
It is, yeah. Then
Yep.
on the look at the ampersand. You got that,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then you got a cent sign, and then you got a comma.
That's actually pretty cool. The thing about those is if you wanted to find one, they're so old now. Is getting one in good shape.
Yep.
It's kind of a
Mhm.
challenge.
It's like an Oliver typewriter. They're just not always in the best shape now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of doing a blog on here on this piece of paper that's in here now, and it's like, yeah, the first statement, this folding Corona 3 is 102 years old this year
Oh wow.
because it's a
That's amazing.
1920.
Mhm.
Amazing.
If you think about it, a lot of our typewriters have already seen a pandemic. Now they're seeing another one.
Yeah,
That's right.
that's true. Wow. Wow.
World Wars.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
In fact, someone may have died while using that typewriter.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Better quarantine it for a few days.
Yeah.
There have been a few people that have found brand new old typewriters still boxed in the
Yeah.
original packaging. Yeah, it's rare, but they do find them sometimes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Curry, how are you doing? Caught him off guard there.
I sit here muted, so you get my where's the mute button?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Excellent.
Some of you have probably noticed I'm like on my 5th typewriter here in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'm doing prep for the type in.
Oh,
that's coming up
yes.
for us at the beginning of March.
Oh.
So I may have shown last
Exciting.
week. I'm doing these little tent cards to go with each machine. So with a little, obviously using the machine that they belong to, and so people will have a little type sample of what it looks like and a few fun facts and things like that. So So I've been working away at that so that I'm not rushing for that at the last minute. But yeah. So that's why I'm cycling through lots of machines, so then I can sort of see which ones need a little bit of attention before this type in as well.
Yeah.
So Curry, where's the venue going to be that you're going to have it at?
It's going to be at our local public library. So Waterloo, Ontario, Waterloo Public Library at the main branch on Saturday, March the 5th from noon to 4. So we'll see how exhausted we are after doing 4 hours of nonstop typewriter talk. But yeah. So no, it should be fun. Looking forward to it. So it's going to be lots of machines to load up that morning, and we'll do our first type in. So hopefully everything's still going well by then, and maybe we're on the backside of this Omicron stuff, and they don't canceling it or postponing it or whatever. But they are going to limit like how many people can be in the auditorium at a time and stuff like that. All libraries already got processes for that, so I'm not too worried about it. So. Yeah.
Business cards.
Oh, yes, and getting new stickers done up as well. So once I get those, I as most of you that have received letters from me know, I usually send along stickers. So you'll probably get some type-in stickers as well later on this year. But
very cool.
Yeah. So this is the one event at a library where you can be noisy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, because normally Gregory would do the shush. Gregory, can you do a shush for us? Okay, shush.
Actually, I usually do this.
Oh, that's how it is. Okay.
Is that that's piano or something?
Professional training. That's what.
Yeah.
Because as an amateur, I would have just gone shh. You know?
Don't try this at home.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And Gregory, I see on your screen you're saying it's National Nothing Day.
Yes.
So I have something to show that's actually something for Nothing Day.
Oh, good.
So when I was a little kid, my godfather got me this for Christmas one year, and it's a big box of nothing.
Oh, my dad used to have one of those, Curry. My dad used to have one just like that. That is amazing.
Must be a Canadian thing, eh? I don't know. These must have been just in Canada. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't know whatever happened to my original, but a couple of weeks ago we were in an antique mall and I didn't find any typewriters, but I found the nothing box again, so I had to pick it up. So it is really just a box of nothing, but I've got my empty pen refills and stuff in there, so it's still technically nothing because there's something in there with nothing in it. So
exactly, yes.
My empty pen stuff, but there's lots of stuff written all over it. The ingredients really don't add up to 100%, and even on the side, lifetime warranty.
That's great.
Yeah.
Zero.
Zero.
That was back when the Canadians did stuff in empirical.
Wow.
Yeah.
Easy to assemble.
Yeah, easy to assemble. Nothing is required.
Legal in most states. Open lid before using. Open other end. That's awesome. I need one of those. I wonder how much it would cost to ship it. Would it be free?
More than nothing.
Oh, man.
I had to pay $14 for the box of nothing. So
I would say that's money well spent. Actually, that's awesome. That's awesome.
14 Canadian. Remember, that's a lot less than American.
Yeah, it's about what, $2 American? No,
$2 American. Yeah.
Next to nothing in American. Yeah.
Next to nothing. Yes.
Well, Curry, thanks for nothing.
Well, I'm done here now.
Oh man. Oh,
good job, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, that is funny. Excellent. So I'm very excited about your type in. Remind me again when it is.
Yeah, Saturday, March 5th.
Okay.
From noon to 4 p.m. That's Eastern time because you're in Waterloo, Ontario, Canada.
Yeah.
So, Waterloo Public Library at our main branch. So
Okay.
I've got a link that I'll have to keep sharing it around and stuff like that. But
excellent.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
I know a lot of libraries are doing live streams to replace their in-person programming. Has there been any talk about them live streaming it or anything that we could actually be there?
No, not so
I could
much.
probably
But
walk around with a tablet or something.
that'd be a lot of work for you to walk around with a tablet for 4 hours.
No, but I mean, like I could we could maybe post times that we're gonna log in or something. Maybe.
I don't know, but maybe I'll get some video or something. I'll have to get some videos and we'll get some pictures and stuff on the day so we can share afterwards. But
yeah. At least video. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Should be fun.
Yeah. Excellent. Very cool. And let's see. Angela, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. We're working on a puzzle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my mom is here because, say hi, Mom. Hi. There she is.
There she is.
Because of all the snow we're getting, so.
Oh, yeah.
You come in here into town and we'll have some fun.
Yeah.
I passed up a typewriter. Actually, I passed up quite a few typewriters yesterday. I was in Fredericksburg, Virginia, where they had lots of typewriters in the antique stores, which I've not seen so many in a long time. Some in good shape, some not. But I was very tempted by a Corona flat top in burgundy.
Oh.
They had a really weak little bell that I couldn't hear, and I was like, "How am I going to write letters on that?" I passed it up.
Yeah.
So no new ones. I'm still happy with my new Hermes anyway.
Well, that's good. That's very good. Excellent. Well, it's good to see you and your mother. Marina, how are you?
I am doing well, thank you.
Excellent. Anything? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's been a busy letter week. So yes, I think I mentioned that we had some floods in Vancouver. A lot of our postage, I think, didn't get to us up here in Kelowna, and so I think all the letters just kind of arrived at once. So now I'm busy typing responses to all these letters and cards that I got. So yes, it's it's going to be a lot of work, I think.
I know, right? Excellent.
Interestingly though, I did not get my postcode, my postcode exchange. So I don't know who my postcode exchange partner is, but I have not yet received my postcode.
But you're gonna track him down.
Yeah, I don't know who it is, so you don't need to give the game away. But yeah.
Don't be too harsh. I haven't done mine either, so. But it's not you.
Well, I think there's a whole new one starting tomorrow, is there not?
Yes, thank you for mentioning it. Yes, today's the last day to sign up for the Postcard Exchange, and you do have to be signed up and registered on TypePals in order to participate or even see the event, actually. But yeah,
I'm going to do that right now because I forgot last time.
Hey, look, it's Larry Presnell.
Hey, how you doing?
Larry.
I just was trying to figure out how to do this, and I went to your website. I'm like, oh, cool.
Larry.
Hey.
Excellent.
Speaking of people who've been to Herman.
Yeah, I know, right? How are you? Since it's your first time on here, did you just want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I'm retired. I'm 63. I'm having fun.
Good. How many typewriters do you have?
I always tell everybody 80 because I quit counting at 80. But I don't know, because I give some away, but then I keep getting more, and because I go to thrift stores all the time. So I mean, if you look at my garage, see, you can tell, you know.
Oh wow.
So yeah.
And do you have a favorite typewriter?
you know, it's not nice to talk about your kids, but I mean, some of them are around here, but some of them, most of them are in the house. I really like the gosh, what is that? The
You
one
can say
I like the
select
I like the
okay.
Futura 800 a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I really do. I mean, and I have some higher quality, more expensive ones and stuff, I guess, but I like thick keys, and I mean I like the actual key tops to be thick so my fingers don't go in between. I guess that's why I like them. It could be something to grab onto, and they're just to me the mid-century stuff, they just had them perfected by that time. And I love the old ones too, but I like typing as well as the beauty in them, and the other I like, I bought a Bakelite lamp yesterday at the thrift store that's probably most people think's ugly, but I think that even plain stuff has a aesthetic of its own. And then the 50s stuff, man, some of that stuff is just beautiful. But I was born in the 50s, so what do you expect?
There you go.
So I don't know what else to tell you.
No, yeah, that's okay. By the way, I'm a big fan of the Futuras. I love them. I was just typing on one yesterday, so
yeah, they're nice. I bought my first one, came here over eBay, and it had got dropped, of course, and the escapement was in pieces, and it was a 58, and which just makes it with me great because it's my year I was born, and I went on eBay and found I think it was a 59 escapement. They had all kinds of parts, and I thought, well, I'll see how that works. And I got an escapement for it, and put an escapement in it, and it worked. And then I found another one at the thrift store in town, really super cheap, like maybe a year later or something. And it's a 58 also. And it's not quite as pretty of a color, but they're great. I love the Futura, just the type on, but I have to get them all out once in a while. Just, you got to keep exercising them. And it's the kids, you can't keep them locked up all the time.
Yeah. I think it was the Futura that I was typing on when I was writing a letter to someone, and the little escapement issue popped up where if you type in a certain way, it'll kind of skip or space the letters funny. And it happened right when I was writing the word reliable. And so I made an Instagram post about it, and yeah, people thought it was pretty funny. So
Royals seem to have that issue and margin issues too, where it'll go past the margin just a little, or if you hit it harder one time than the other, but you can live with that mostly. I mean, mostly it's just but now it's a mistake. Like Steve Jobs made the mistake of one of his iPhones. He told everybody, "You're holding it wrong. That's why you're getting bad reception." Nobody wants to hear they're doing it wrong. So when Royal came out and said, "Oh, you're doing this wrong," that wasn't a popular thing, I'm sure. But
if your hand was over the antenna line or something.
Yeah, the antenna gate. Yeah, which I have. I still use an iPhone, but it's there's some right. You throw the flag on that one, but it doesn't matter. It's a beautiful typewriter anyway. And I mean, it feels good. Makes you feel good. Isn't that I mean, most of us are here probably because it feels good, not out of necessity.
Exactly. Yeah.
Could be for the punishment sometimes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Sometimes you don't know exactly why you do things, but I was telling my wife this morning. My mom's gone now a few years, but she used to get rid of things like, "Oh, it's just junk. You don't need that." And I said, somebody else can throw my junk out. I enjoy it, and I don't see a sin in it. I see it as like it's fun, and like I'll just do what I want to do as long as I can do it. And then if I want to give it away, I give it away. That gives me enjoyment too.
You do you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
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 So if I'm compared to my aunt that was, a hoarder and, everybody thought she was crazy. It's like, okay, cool. I liked her.
Yeah, there you go.
She had a great personality, right?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, well, thank you so much for being here. I'm glad you could join us.
Oh, I'm glad. I don't know how long you've been on. I sent me a miss. How do you say your name? Is it May or me? Or
May, like the month of May. Yeah.
Month of May. All right, cool. That's when I was born, the month of May.
Okay.
Except we spell it differently.
Yeah, there you go.
But anyway, I was talking to her and she said she was on this, and I'm like, I wonder how you do that. And so then I started looking, found it, but I didn't know how long you've been on already.
We started at 9 Pacific, but we go till about 12. Well, between 12 and 1 Pacific.
Yeah. 3 or 4 hours, at least 3 hours up to 4.
Yeah.
So you out there on the coast right now, on the Pacific?
Southern California. Yep, in Riverside.
Oh, okay. My brother lives in San Clemente. He sent me a picture of actually a video of a helicopter going by with a loud hailer yesterday, telling everybody to get off the beach.
Oh, the tsunami thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I used to live in San Clemente too.
Oh yeah.
So you a Marine family or anything? Riverside? Oh no, I'm thinking Oceanside, not Riverside. What? Never mind.
Yeah, that would be Oceanside. Yeah.
Yeah.
Navy.
Well, because I was saying, oh, you were Navy. Okay.
No. I think down in the San Diego area, there's a Navy base there.
Oh, there is. Oh, that's huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Oceanside, there's Camp Pendleton's huge though.
Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. And when I was in San Clemente, there was lots of Marines there, and I had really long hair. It was from 76 to 82. I was in San Clemente, and the Marines used to drive by on the Coast Highway and whistle at me. And I finally got my hair cut because I got sick of it. That's serious.
Oh man. Yeah. Very cool. Let's see here. Rich, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. No real new typewriter news. Got nothing.
Yeah. Nothing for nothing day.
Nothing for nothing day. So it's just, I have been using my Galaxy. I've got a Galaxy 2 and I like it. I haven't really used it too much since I got it, but in the last couple of weeks, I've been enjoying it a lot. When I first got that one, it was kind of funny. It didn't work because the shift would cause problems, and I guess a couple other keys caused problems. And I kind of like just put it on the to-do list, on the shelf with the other ones. There's a few others that need something. But what's really odd is when I finally decided to look at it, it turned out that it's got a base plate underneath that screws in. All that was wrong with the typewriter was the plate was put in upside down. So when I took it out, it set it on the desk, it started typing perfectly. And then I realized that it was concave on one side, and that's the side that was going into the typewriter. So I flipped it around and it was perfect. So
wow.
It's like the easiest typewriter fix I think I've.
Yeah.
4 screws and I'm done. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Other than that, no new news. Still plugging away. I'm a 59er there, so same decade. When I was born, there was 49 stars on our flag. So, which it kind of strikes me as a weird fact because then the year before, I guess when you were born, it was 48 stars.
Yeah,
because Hawaii was the last one right after I was born, and then Alaska was about 7 months before me. Yeah, it's kind of strange when you think that country actually changed after I was born.
Wow.
You're old.
Yeah, you must be old.
Makes me feel older for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really all I have. Nothing else new today.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
We have some weather though, so if I'm acting sluggish, it's because it's in the low 60s.
Nice, I'm jealous.
Yeah.
We're freezing here.
It got into the high 40s overnight, but, and we got some wind. So it's actually, yes, the last couple of weeks have been beautiful here, mid 70s during the day. So
nice.
I'm covered up.
Oh, that's funny. So I think we have Brian, were you going to say something?
Yeah, I have a record to show. You see that?
Yep.
Depeche Mode.
Nothing.
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 Brian, I didn't know you had a record.
Oh, that's
I'll put it
that's
in.
nothing.
Don't get your fingers all over it.
I know, right?
Brian's hair actually does sort of look like one of those Depeche Mode videos from the early 80s. You know, it's got it all up like that.
I saw that typewriter shirt he's got on. What was that typewriter shirt?
That's a Typestar 5.
Oh, cool. I
That's
think
a-
I have a Typestar 5. I have 2 Typestars. I'm not sure what the 5. Remember?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of thermal typewriters, and it's all Joe's fault, of course. So I actually designed that shirt. I grabbed that graphic out of the manual for the Typestar 5, and put it on a shirt, and I made one for myself, and then I offered one to Brian, and he said sure. So
Does anybody know of a ball cap with the typewriter on the front?
There has to be one, I would think.
Yeah, I need to get one.
Yeah.
I don't think ball caps are really the fashion for typewriter people.
Yeah, look at you.
We were the newsboys.
Well, if I could get it, see, the thing is I did a at Virtual Herman's last time I played guitar, and I put my headband on, and I've lived with that headband since I was a teenager, but I think it feels funny wearing it now, but my forehead's shiny. And when I was playing, I'm like, gosh, the light was like shining off my head. So I put my headband on. I'm like, I need a ball cap with a typewriter on it. That would, to me, look better.
You know, just get a little cornstarch and pat it on your forehead.
makeup.
Yeah.
I got my hat now.
There you go.
Right.
Also not a ball cap.
Yeah. Very nice hat.
Yeah.
Lee Whitaker could make you a patch, and then you could sew it on a cap.
There you go.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell her I said it's okay to give you a patch of. I did a lino cut print of my 1940 Royal, and she made it in. I gave her a print at the last Herman's that we were at, and she made it into patches because she has fancy machines that can do things like that. So she said she was going to send me some patches. So just hit me up. I'll send you one if you want a imperfect rendering of a Royal. But she could also probably make you a patch of like anything you wanted.
Yeah, cool. No, that's a good idea. If I can't find a hat, I'll just put a patch on. I'd like to have a patch anyway. I just
All right, well, hit me up.
I have patches around that are just sitting around still that I've had for years because I never sewed them on anything, but I always thought they were cool.
We need a Type Pals patch, Gregory, so we can all put them on our jackets so we can be a club.
Yeah.
Well, what about places like Ted's store? Don't you have all kinds of merchandise that you can order?
Yeah, you can put
logos?
a design on basically anything that they offer. So they do have patches.
Yeah, you could order a typewriter.
I don't know that
patch.
I don't think I put it on the design on patches, but
We should have a typewriter hunters patch. That would be good.
That would be an awesome patch.
Well, there's a sticker. You could just stick it on your cap.
No, you need a patch.
Put it on your forehead.
I could just stick it to my forehead. That work. Just so it's matte color, not shiny.
Well, For those of us that like electric typewriters, we could start a motor typers club, right? Motor typers.
Yeah, black leather jackets with
Yeah.
the typewriter.
That's right. That's right.
You know, I got shit.
You need a
this is-
helmet. Type or die, right?
Type or die. Type or die.
You know, I can't, I'm lousy at reading license plates. And I had a friend, this has been years ago, but I said to him, I said, what the heck is skiorty? And he says, it's ski or die. Like, I'm an idiot. I'm like, oh, okay.
Skiorty. I like it.
So I just wanted to show, I know you've seen these, but this is a cool, I love this typewriter. It's on my desk in my garage. I wonder if I can turn, this is my iPad. I guess you can turn the camera around somehow. Jamie Christmas, how do you do it? I see my picture. I'm tapping on my picture and I'm not seeing any. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Zoom. Oh, switch camera. Right there it is. Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
I love this typewriter. I mean, you've seen them, right?
Studio
I've never seen
35.
Is that what it is?
That's awesome.
Yeah, letter of 35.
Yeah. It's just an awesome electric typewriter, I think.
It
Oh,
looks
that's almost
wow.
identical to my 36. All of Betty's school caps and everything. Cool.
Yeah.
It types beautifully, and I leave it out here so I can just welcome some of the group real quick. Usually is all I do with it. But
got a science fiction, a 70s science fiction vibe to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love the
Yeah.
red with the arrow pointing
sorry.
towards it.
yeah, I don't know that there's a whole lot. I didn't know how much you want to look at it, but
What's the arrow for?
oh, that's somebody's service sticker.
No, the arrow on the top.
Oh, that's for the to reactivate the keyboard, because if you get hung up, like the type bars hang up together or whatever, then you can hit that and it'll
It's a de-jammer, key de-jammer.
yeah, it's kind of, well,
Interposer.
yeah,
de-jammer.
and
Interposer, yeah.
Easy button.
yeah, there's something too about turning it on, and I forget what it, yeah, like what you saw, and it's not even plugged in, but when I turned it on, you could see the carriage release. So
Yeah.
that has to be, well, sometimes for the carriage will lock up and then you hit that. And I don't know. I mean, what a good idea, huh?
It reminds me of my Nakajima electric that's branded Olympia. It has the same feature.
Interesting.
This
And
is
a
my
big red button.
this is my gig bag. Everybody needs a gig bag for their guitar.
Oh, I love one of those. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I have a letter 36 just like that, and I bought it new in 1978. I think I paid $150 for it, minus a trade-in, which I got $25.
Oh wow! I bought this from some guy in Florida off eBay, I think.
Very nice.
About a year ago or something.
Go Florida.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy because it came all in one piece. It works fine, and
Sometimes that's a surprise.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
The
I
one
had
thing that-
somebody. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Oh, I had somebody ask me if they should buy a typewriter just recently, because off of eBay, because she had them break before, and I said, well, I've bought probably a few dozen of them off eBay and had at least 3 of them I can think of broken. So even though I hated that, I don't regret buying them off eBay. I don't. I have a lot of cool typewriters because of eBay, and the one was the escapement I fixed. One was a frame on a Underwood 5 that, and I know this sounds spooky, creepy, you're nuts, or you're dreaming or whatever, but this frame broke on this Underwood 5, and you could see the cast iron where it was sprung and separated, and all the feet were crumbled. And I went out to Walmart and I bought these pads and just stuck under for the feet on the Underwood 5 and went to using it because it still worked. It's just that the frame was broken. And then meanwhile, I found another Underwood 5 that was in great shape, except for a hard platen. And I got the platen replaced by JJ Short. And so that's really cool, but it's got the black key tops and I like the white key tops like my other one. Well, I went back to use another one too. And then one time I got thinking about it being broken and I went looking for it and I can't find where it's broken anymore. And I flip it over and look at it and I don't see anything broken. And it's the most bizarre thing. And it's weird. I just, just call me weird, whatever. But it's like, well, you can imagine how the metal might like be together where you can't see a line where it's broken, but it was actually sprung apart and you could see it broken. Now I can't see anything broken on the thing at all. It's like, I don't know, it's fixed it so maybe it likes me or something. I don't know.
Wow. Typewriter fairies answered your prayers.
I don't like things being broken, but and then I had a Selectric came from Goodwill and it came all messed up. And I took it to a Selectric guy and he fixed it for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I didn't
You
even
got it
attempt that.
shipped to you from Goodwill or you bought it locally?
Yeah, I got it shipped to me from Goodwill.
It shipped fine. Oh.
No, it didn't ship fine.
Oh, the shipping broke it.
Yes.
Okay.
It was, well, you know what? Yes and no. They said it didn't work, but it was like really bad shape when I got it. Like pieces were everywhere. And I'm like, I don't think that's what I meant to buy it like that. But anyway, somebody fixed it for me. And then I think May's the one that told me about, didn't you just tell me about a Selectric or a strip? Because I bought one off eBay just recently. And now they're glued on the strip on it too. So
the ruler
The
bar.
scale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The ruler bar on the front. Yeah, mine came without one. And so
yeah, mine did too.
I found a IBM guy on eBay and he had brand new OEM.
Wow.
So I just stuck it on there. Yeah, I had to scrape off the old glue and it took longer for me to do. The applying part didn't take very long at all.
So did you just use like rubber cement or something?
Yeah, rubber cement and just, I think somebody advised that on the Golf Ball Typewriter Shop group. But I'm still waiting for the little pointer. I don't have the little pointer that moves across, but what I did, if you're in the group, you saw that I just took a piece of cardstock and cut a triangle and bent it upwards and it works fine, but I did order one. I've got one coming.
Yeah, it's just nice to have the original. It still works without it. It's just
Oh yeah, I didn't need this stuff, but it's still nice to have it look nice because otherwise it was just dried glue on the front. It wasn't very attractive.
You can customize it now. You can pimp your Selectric.
There you go.
It's in great condition though, and no paint chips or anything. It lived indoors its whole life in a office supply shop that went out of business, and so it'd been used regularly but not heavily.
Is it a
other
two?
than just it's a 2 correcting Selectric. Other than all that foam that crumbled down inside the typewriter, everything was fine. It just needed to be tightened up a bit. But otherwise, it's great. I mean, it looks great. I don't know why they ripped off the ruler and broke the pointer, but it still worked without it. That wasn't
Stuff
a
happens.
crucial part. Yeah.
I get the feeling the glue dried out on them because it seems like a lot of them have the ruler missing. They probably just fall off.
Yeah, and they just peel them off to get them out of the way, probably.
Yeah.
Instead of re-gluing them back on like they should.
Yeah. Yeah, and I said I think I said a minute ago I got mine and put it on. I haven't even put mine on yet. I need to do that.
And some people recommended just using regular Elmer's glue will make it stick fine, and that way if you ever want to repaint it, it'll peel off very easily. Because and then you don't have to worry about ruining the paint if you ever wanted to paint your
On
Selectric.
guitars, they use hide glue on guitars, and it melts. You can put it in a double boil or like put it in a jar and put it in a pot of water, boil it, and the hide glue melts down, and then you can remelt it. You can use a hair dryer and blow it over it, and it'll melt enough to take it off again, and then you can redo it too. That's another way to have it so you can redo it easily. But RTV probably would be permanent. which, clear, they call it silicone cement or whatever for bathtubs. I'll probably I have some RTV. I'll probably just use it and it'll stay on there forever.
Yeah,
and
if
won't
you don't
dry
plan
out.
on, removing it to paint it, just
Yeah.
permanently apply it so it doesn't fall off again.
And then it'll never leak.
I know, and that's a big. And if you get the kind that doesn't mildew, you'll never mildew either.
Excellent. Michael, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm
Excellent.
typing up my typing prompt, but I'm doing real well this morning on a kind of a messy day here in Virginia.
Oh.
And I don't
Oh,
know
yeah,
if
you're in
Angel's still on,
Virginia,
but
huh?
she's probably got a lot more snow where she is, but it's changed to rain here.
Where are you at in Virginia?
Williamsburg area.
Oh, okay. I'm
Yeah.
in Sunbury, North Carolina. I don't know if you know where that is. You know where Suffolk, Virginia is, though.
Yeah.
I'm 10 minutes from Suffolk.
Oh, wow. Okay.
10 minutes
Yeah.
from the state line, actually. That's Suffolk, but from Walmart, it's 45 minutes. But
yeah, okay.
From Walmart.
Well, I got to go somewhere to buy stuff. I'm out in the country.
You're probably about an hour and a half away.
Yeah, I go to Williamsburg now and then.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I've been as far as Suffolk, but not usually don't cross the state line there unless we're going to the Outer Banks or something.
There's a slot car club in Williamsburg that I used to race all the time, but I hate driving up there all the time. But there's a slot car club at the old Sears building in Williamsburg. They meet every week and race slot cars. I love racing slot cars.
Oh, I know where that is. Yeah, it was a little Sears building. It's like in a little strip mall.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know where that is. That's about 5 minutes from this house.
Yeah, cool. They, where the pottery place on that same road.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. There's a little antique shop out front there, and yeah.
Awesome.
I didn't know that's what they did in there here because it's kind of closed up.
Yeah. I've been in that antique shop too. I don't know if I bought anything.
Yeah, I've got some good bargains there. No, well, I think I got my Smith Corona Silent there about 20 years ago, but or they're at their other location. The bigger antique mall is more dangerous for me for typewriters.
The thing is they tend to run too high in those places, but man, you can find some nice stuff though.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about it is you don't have to risk shipping or anything like that. So
yeah, I know. And you get the satisfaction in finding it, which is a thrill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've gotten 3 typewriters at the antique mall. The one is this Olympia I just got, SM9. I got a Cole Steel Portable, and I got Webster XL 747 Brother JP1.
Oh yeah, those are nice. With the repeat space bar.
That's the one.
Excellent.
I've actually never bought a typewriter online.
Oh wow.
It's probably best.
Yeah, I think it's best. I mean, I can buy them slowly enough this way that I don't get overwhelmed with them, and I don't have to risk shipping. So sometimes they've been too much. Sometimes they're all right. Got some good deals off Facebook Marketplace, but I've been able to drive to get.
Well, see, I agree with the whole thing about not buying them online, except for I'll see somebody's typewriter online and I want it. I'm like, oh, I want one. And then I find one on eBay and I'm like, I'm getting it. That's the end of it. At least I got what I wanted.
That's never happened to me before, ever.
Well, yeah, I'm, some of us are weaker than others.
I
know. I basically have to shop online because I've probably owned more than 50 typewriters. I'm down to about 40 now, but out of all those, I believe only 2, maybe 3 are from thrift stores. So antique malls, you might have better luck, but here again, the prices are completely outrageous at the antique malls. So I just try my luck online, and Of course, I'm
There's a
not
lot of
actively searching, so.
I used to see a lot of them at the flea markets in Germany.
Oh.
There are German keyboards, but
those would be good ones.
yeah, some of them I got were good, and some of them in good condition, some of them not so, like everywhere else. But it was always fun searching for something and coming across one. And my wife would even help me. Hey, Rich, did you see that typewriter down there? So she's not really for me collecting all these things, but she's still part of my search. So
yeah.
And then I had to draw the line with the electrics. And there were some cool looking electrics I'd find in thrift stores and on flea markets, but they're on 220. So once I get it back here to the States, then we moved back, and it would have been useless without an adapter of some kind.
Yeah.
So I just held off.
Yeah. Hey, I got a dumb question. And I know there's no dumb questions, but I can still come up with them. but anyway, so like you just made me think of Germany, because I like one of my type stars. Yeah, I didn't know it was a quartz, or I wouldn't have got it, and so that's why I ended up with another one. But I got a QWERTY because I don't like having to think. My fingers already know what to do. But it is QWERTY like. If you go to Germany now, everybody, if you buy a computer, is it in QWERTY already? I don't know how that works. Or is the rest of the world still funny about that?
You mean the computer keyboards?
Yeah, even the computers. Are they all QWERTY all over the world, no matter where you go, or are there quartz still?
So I use computers over there, but they're always Army computers. So we were getting them for where we get them, but I didn't use actual German. I never went into German offices to see how their keyboards were. So
I'm pretty sure they're still QWERTZ.
Are they?
So they are.
Well, they have the umlauts on them too, so some of those configurations probably just stayed that way.
That's true. Yeah.
I would think that the computer keyboards have umlaut keys, but I'm not really
sure. It's still all language encoded. Like Dan Linder there probably has a Swedish keyboard on his computer, which will be more similar to the typewriter keyboard he's used to than any QWERTY machine. So,
yeah.
Same thing in Germany. Switzerland, Italy probably still uses what they use, and France they probably still have a ZERTY.
Austria speaks Deutsch, so and so does Switzerland. So you're right, but you have your Motor Typer Club jacket on there, Ted.
I do. I've dug that out of the closet. Knock the dust off of it.
It's a patch. Maybe a little patch for every typewriter you own. Put them on your back.
So I'm all set. I'm ready to join the club. But this is really hot. It's not that cold here.
Oh. It's not like here in Florida in our cold spell down in the 60s.
Well, this has like 5 layers of padding.
Oh, yeah. But you look so cool in it.
It did look cool.
I'm also a little too fat for it.
I like it.
My high school.
Give it to me. I'll take it. Beautiful jacket.
It is.
Let's see. All right, and let's see here. So Daniel, how are you?
Hi, I'm fine, thank you. Nice to see everybody.
Yeah.
I'm a little late in the game. I've been home doing nothing today because I slipped on an icy patch in Thursdays. I actually hurt my back.
Oh,
but,
wow.
I had my computer, my papers, and assortment of fountain pens in the bag that I was carrying. So it was kind of softened the fall, but it's okay.
Did you break anything?
And I just lost out on a Hermes 3000 in a e-auction just 1/2 hour ago. So things are going well for me this weekend, right?
Oh man!
You didn't break any fountain pens, did you?
Sorry, no. Fortunately, no. Thank God I didn't. I was very, very lucky. They softened the fall, and I have some papers and stuff, but it's very icy. But I'm fine now. It's okay. I've been home. Good. Yeah, I've been home feeling sorry for myself. So my girlfriend says, "Oh, I'm tired of hearing of that." So I suddenly recovered. So
Little motivation.
yeah, some motivation.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, it's good to see you, sir.
Do you have a Hermes 3000 at all?
Sorry?
Do you have a Hermes 3000, or was this going to be your first?
No, that it would have been my first, and I don't know if I got cheap because I thought I could have it for a reasonable price. It went for approximately, I think, $300, and I was in for $90, I think. Converted to Swedish kroner, but it was. I don't know if that's expensive, but it was certainly more than I was willing to pay. It was okay, but might be a next chance. That would have been my first Hermes 3000 though, but not this time.
They get really high for some reason.
Yeah.
In this market, you're probably going to have to try a few times before you get one at a decent price.
Yeah. So not yet. I'm biting. I'm abiding.
Yeah, I'll tell you a story about, and everybody that's used a Hermes 3000. If you have a good memory, you won't do this, but I rotate my typewriters, and I try to, at least when I welcome somebody to the club, I try to get a different typewriter out and exercise it for a minute and put it away, if nothing else. And invariably, if I get a Hermes 3000 out, I'll, instead of pushing the carriage release, I'll release the margin and go zip. And you're like, oh yeah, how do you do? Oh yeah, you got to do this and fix it again. Fix your margin. I hit the wrong button. It's like almost every time I'll do it. It's like, why do I do that?
Too, every time.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, I'm not the only one.
No.
Habit. It's like what my hand knows what to do. I get in the wrong line at Walmart every time too.
Well, you can blame that squarely on Hermes for making it the silver pull things that look completely like carriage release knobs.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they make the green buttons that you push in the carriage release.
Yeah.
As if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know.
The exact opposite.
Opposite of my typewriter.
Yeah.
I don't mind Hermes because you're pushing the carriage, so it's like, I think it's natural. The others should have copied Hermes rather. You're pushing, because the other ones you have to pull something and then push with another part of your hand or on the knob. Hermes, you push the carriage, so I think it makes sense. But I know it's confusing because it's different than all the others.
Yeah. And how are you, by the way, Daniel?
I'm okay. Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Yeah. Anything?
Bonne année.
Merci beaucoup, mais merci. There's some French going on now. That's great. Things are good. We're preparing. We're just like the East Coast in the U.S. We're getting ready to get a major snowstorm. Maybe up to 20 inches of snow. So, over a couple days.
Wow.
But we're used to that. Like 20 inches at a time. That's unusual. But it's been a winter with very little snow, and all the ski hills have been making artificial snow instead of taking advantage of powdery. Like what's coming now is going to be powdery snow, and I know that everybody that loves skiing is going to be heading for the slopes. There's nothing better than to go ski when it's snowing and after snowing.
Yeah.
And we don't have to go anywhere tomorrow and Tuesday, so we just stay home and use the snowblower. And that's it.
Very good.
I'm happy to see a lot of folks. It's been difficult to find the time. Last time I couldn't join, but it's difficult sometimes to just find the time to do everything that we want to do in the weekend. So I joined late, but it's better late than never.
Definitely, yes, yes.
I don't know if well, if Curie's still there, thank you for your letter. It was very enjoyable. I received a letter from Curie, and it was great. And always good. It's always nice to have special paper. I don't use special paper, but I do appreciate. I do see how much fun it is to receive letters with special paper or stamps or something that's unusual. So I try to write back to Curie on something unusual. So hopefully you'll appreciate that.
Excellent, excellent.
And
thank you for the card, Dana.
Oh, hi.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
good.
Thank you. That's a very nice card. I'll send something back your way.
Yeah. Nice of you to point that out. So I'm glad it got there. Like it's been slow. I said on this club live before that I wasn't experiencing slow mail, but it has caught up with me. I think now it's slow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually I've been typing on my Electra 120. I enjoy that typewriter. I've been typing on the Hermes since I fixed it and repaired it. I'm waiting for some parts for some new knobs and for the left carriage cover, plastic cover that completely was destroyed on that one. Not because of transport, but maybe something else anyway. But I'm just waiting on that to put it back, and some new feet. Well, when that's arrived, I think it will be in a very nice shape.
Excellent. Very good to hear.
Yeah. And I spotted this week a Underwood Noiseless 77 in Montreal.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Like I don't hear a lot of people use them. So maybe like it's interesting. The technology is interesting, but like using them day to day, I don't know. I mean, does anybody?
But you can talk to Diane about hers. That was topic of conversation a little earlier today, and we had some interesting discourse regarding it.
Oh, so I'll watch it on YouTube.
What is it?
The Noiseless 77.
Oh,
Noiseless 77.
Oh.
And it was just asking how it is and how awesome it is.
Well, right now mine's gunked up.
Looks
from
good, though.
sitting in its case for too long.
I see.
Yeah.
Otherwise, my question was like, if somebody has one, do they end up using them a lot, or it actually, it's not such a good typewriter to use after all?
Is that the one that's like an Olivetti, or the Olivetti used the name on it too? Is that one, or am I thinking of it?
No, this is Remington.
This one, Dan, Richard Polt, it's his first and very favorite typewriter is that model of Noiseless you're talking about. So he believes very, very strongly in that typewriter. He absolutely loves it, and of course he loves it because it's his first as well. But he swears by it. So I think Richard knows a few things about typewriters. So
yeah. No, I read that in his book, right? So and I got really curious, and I started looking for one. But there's very few videos on YouTube of people, you see a lot of people videos of people that fix them or something like that, but I haven't seen a lot of other people use them very much. But it's a portable, it's a nice shape in Montreal, so I hope to get it soon. I'll go pick it up. Actually, I won't have it shipped, and I was listening to the discussion a little bit earlier, and like people that ship, and I actually I can't see taking the risk. Maybe with that one it wouldn't be too bad because the carriage locks and it's special and the case is in really good condition, and if the person double boxed it, maybe it'd be fine.
But
is that is that the most important thing to you? Is that it's reliable? I was trying to understand what you were wanting in a typewriter mostly.
So all of my typewriters seem to be reliable. I don't have a problem once I've degummed them and cleaned them. I haven't seen a problem of reliability, but it's the touch. It's like the enjoyability, like that how much somebody enjoys using it is really what would drive. Like I enjoy using my Electra 120. I enjoy my Royal Quiet Deluxe. I enjoy my Lettera 32. I enjoy the Hermes as well. I do enjoy them. I wouldn't keep, like I have a brother, an older brother, JP, I don't remember, JP3 or something like that, that I don't particularly enjoy. I don't like the touch, and I don't like it very much. So I'm not going to keep it. But
and it's subjective, right? I mean, and I totally appreciate what you're saying. Like, and the noiseless is a completely different beast than other typewriters. And I've got a quiet model one that I absolutely just can't stand typing on because the noiseless mechanism is so different. It doesn't feel like I'm actually hitting paper, and it feels weird, and so I don't like it. And so, but that's just me. You're not going to know till you buy it. I've got a lot of typewriters that I bought over the years that I just don't really like typing on, but I like them for something else. Some I've sold, some I've kept, but you don't know until you sort of get them in and try them. That's why I've ended up with 80 typewriters, like Larry says. I stopped counting.
Also mood dependent. Like sometimes I'm in the mood for a different type feel, a different touch feel. I like the different feels. I don't have to have, it has to be this touch only. I like a whole bunch of different touches.
Yeah.
That's
See you, Curry. Have a good day.
Bye, Curry.
Bye, Curry. Eh? See you later,
See you next time. Have fun talking about nothing.
So no, thanks for those. I think both of you are right in that it's subjective. I agree with that. I agree that one would know until you've tried it, right? So I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it.
I think you should.
Between the different ones, you're food for something different. It's kind of like food, right? You wouldn't eat even your favorite. You wouldn't only eat that. Like it's nice to switch it up.
Yeah,
Well,
you're right.
Sometimes you're angry and you just want a firm typewriter to just really pound on, right?
And
that's when the brother comes in handy.
Yeah.
The one final factor, Dan, is how the typewriter was used and kept over the years. Some typewriters have gone through so much use that they are very light and easy, and you're going to think they're the greatest thing ever made. And others might be brand new and might be stiff. Others might be somewhere in between. Some are abused. Some have, there's so many factors. Like, I don't know how many people have had, Olympia or name any typewriter. And I think I love quiet deluxes, but they've got finicky escapements. And some people absolutely hate quiet deluxes because maybe theirs was absolutely abused and they thought it was a horrible machine. It's just so all over the place.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
A lot of factors.
So maybe it's just the excitement of the anticipation that
yes,
I don't have it yet, so I need to get feedback from people. But
you made the right decision. You bought a typewriter. That's all that's important.
Especially if
make a hat.
Models, you want that little push. Well, which one out of these two? Yeah.
We're never going to tell you no.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you're right, because the Lettera 32 is totally different than the Olympia SM9, and I like them both. So for different reasons.
And I'll tell you another reason that some of you may like typewriters, and it's not my only reason, but I started collecting them in the early 90s and clear up until I got married to my current wife in 2004. And then when we moved together, when we got married, I'm like, man, I don't need that. And it had nothing to do with her. I'm like, I don't need this many typewriters. I got way too many typewriters. And nobody I knew collected typewriters. I went to the thrift stores and got typewriters. I didn't get them on eBay or anything. I got them all at the thrift stores. And I loved them, but it's like, well, I'll just keep a couple favorites in my 1958 ones for sure, because it's my birth year. So I kept them. And then when I got on Facebook and found Antique Typewriter Club, it's like, wow, I can have a place to not only have a typewriter, but somebody else can relate to it and say, wow, you have that typewriter. That's so cool. So that I get a lot out of other people collecting you guys. I get a lot out of you guys. It's like I have something to share that we have in common, and it's so cool.
All the enabling. Yep.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
welcome.
Totally, you're welcome.
But of course, if your friends aren't into typewriters, then they'll just think we're weird.
Yeah.
Well, I've got one. She's not into typewriters, but she goes thrift store shopping. And she's found me 2 typewriters that way.
Oh, nice.
She'll take a picture. Hey, are you interested in this? It's $30. And of course, $30, I have to say yes to any mid-century typewriter for $30.
It's a friend to keep.
Yeah. Oh, we need to say hi to a couple. Christopher.
Hi, Christopher, how are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm doing very well. I have almost nothing for you today. Hello, card and letter. Thank you. And,
you're welcome. It was a little late, but better late than never.
It's okay. What I have is, I don't know, nobody's ever shown one like this before, but it's the case. It's a Smith Corona Courier, which places on the internet call it rickety. And I think that's kind of true. It was a gift from a former girlfriend whose mental health was kind of rickety as well, so it's appropriate.
Love it. Basically, the last iteration of the Skywriter.
Oh,
that's good. Anyway, it's kind of funny. It's a pica machine, which I kind of like looking at. Although, if you need fitting stuff on a card, you need to do something else, and I do that. So anyway, I've been listening to you guys. You always keep me waking up on Sunday, and I smile. So thank you very much.
Excellent.
Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you, Christopher. And David, how are you doing?
David.
Hey, how you guys doing? Of course, I come in 15 minutes before the meeting's over.
Oh,
it's just always, Sundays is always busy for me, but I try. And so at the last minute, I decided, well, should I? Sure, why not drop in?
Yeah,
of
let's
course. Say hello to everyone.
Do you have any updates for us on the virtual Hermans?
Oh, I've been working pretty steady over the last 3 or 4 days. Everything's kind of, starting to gear up for, I suppose I'd call it the marketing push, but you really want people to know what the day is about and get people excited about it. So there's a lot moving up to the registration. Registration is going to be announced over the next week, and it will be on February 2nd. So it's kind of going to be the series of 2s on 2/2/22 for Virtual Hermans 2. That's when the registration will be opened up. Next week, I'm going to announce the keynote speaker, which I think everyone will be excited about. And probably do some work with the new vendor fair. I've had to we've had to kind of think about how we're going to manage that, and we think we've got a pretty good idea of what we're going to do in the evening. If you haven't been to Virtual Herman's website, or you want more information about it, the website is available, and the schedule has been posted. And if you just go to virtualhermans.com and then you click on the word schedule, there's a couple or 3 ways you can look at the schedule. So if you guys have any questions, I can answer. That's.
Oh, that's great. That's great to hear, David. Why is it called Hermans?
Virtual Hermans, actually, one of our collector friends, Herman Price, was doing a live meeting for several years. I think the first meeting, if I'm not mistaken, was in the late aughts, sometime around maybe 2008, 2009. And they would meet at his house in Morgantown, West Virginia. And Herman has a large collection of typewriters. that he has at his home. And I think the meeting started out to be a very small affair, probably about 10 or 15. And by the time that we hit 2019, it had swelled to about 110 people, which if you've been to Herman's actual live Herman's, 110 people at his house in West Virginia was a lot of folks. But it was really great fun. We had always had the meeting. We had the typing contest and the typewriter beauty contest. And then people would stay late for the campfire, and it was a full day. And when COVID hit, when we were in the midst of the pandemic in November of 2020, I decided to do a virtual meeting of Herman's with his blessing. And so Virtual Herman's was born. And I thought that was a one and done. But there were several folks, especially those that are in the international community, those who are out on the West Coast that don't get a chance to come to the live meeting in West Virginia. They kind of encouraged me to continue it on. And so I'm going to try to do an annual meeting as long as people will show up. We'll continue to do an annual meeting sometime in February, I believe. February seems like a good month. It always is for me. It's not springtime. There's not lots to do. So that seemed like a fair month. So that's really where the idea came from. If you do come to Virtual Herman's, Herman Price will be opening the Virtual Herman's session with his typical humor and announcements. And I'm hoping that I'll have a whole tray of pepperoni rolls for those who are in the know. So we can virtually pretend that we have them in front of us. So that's it. Thanks for the question.
Yeah. Excellent.
You're still looking for volunteers, David?
Yeah, still looking for volunteers. Thank you, Kerr. The volunteers is also at the Virtual Herman site is the volunteer link. I'm really looking for event techs like the Zoom techs. What I'm a little bit short on, but there's still plenty of time to get the word out for folks to sign up. But I'm looking for folks who do have a fairly good handle on Zoom to be co-hosts throughout the day, but more importantly, to help our breakout speakers in the rooms to set up and get things going for them. But we also have marketing, and we also have folks to help out the campfire late night. The campfire is going to be a little bit different this year. There'll be 3 entertainment stages where we've got entertainment going on and vendors from the vendor fair. And so we're hoping to have some folks who can kind of help out and guide people late at night. And of course, those who are international, you got to remember that those who are in Europe, Russia, Japan, Australia, that's their Sunday afternoon. So they're fully geared up for the campfire when we're just dying because we haven't slept all day.
Yeah.
We're taking that nap.
Yeah.
So it's really a full day affair, and some, hit the right time zone for certain items on the schedule. But yes, if you're interested in volunteering for any of the 3 slots, or you just want to see what you might be able to do, again, virtualhermans.com and click on the link volunteers. Thank you, Kerr. I appreciate that.
Excellent.
Thank you for doing it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Last time, and look forward. This time I have a feeling it's going to be better because you figured out some improvements and things like that. So.
Yeah, we've tweaked a few things. We've changed.
Just making it longer for one, so you can capture a bigger audience.
What I was hoping, the last time we didn't really do a good job at buy, sell, and trade things. But that wasn't going to work no matter how many times I wrapped my head around it. It just didn't fit. But a vendor fair where vendors can come in and give a little bit of a presentation and provide their information and where their website is at. I thought, that's good. Folks can go and visit the shops and browse around and talk to the actual owners. And we're talking about just, beyond the hardware and the parts folks and the repair folks, that's a natural. We're talking about the bloggers and the video casters and those people who are social media influencers, who want to make sure that people out there know that they're there. There's so much in the last year. I don't know whether you've noticed it. And this club is testament to that. There's so many things happening out in the typosphere, and new shops and new repair shops being opened up all the time. It's pretty amazing. So we're hoping to be able to showcase that.
Yeah. Will this be recorded again like last time?
Yeah. All of the video will be available. The speaker videos will be available. The entertainment will be available. As I've always told in my privacy policy that's on the site, if you're in charge of your video. If you don't want your video shown or you're not comfortable with that, then just give me the nod and I won't put it up there. Kind of the same way for the photographs of the typewriters. If folks want them pulled right away, they have the option to do that. What I've always emphasized is that, to be really honest with you, there's no money to be made here. It's 100% non-profit. It's free. I'm just not interested in selling trinkets and selling things to go along with it and monetizing it at all. It's just a gathering of folks. I mean, we all love typewriters, so that's what the day's all about.
Yeah, it's kind of like this, but of course on a much bigger scale.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work though, David. I mean, do you have a way that we can tip you? Herman always had it.
No. I'm just, I appreciate it, but I'm not giving, any sort of, there's not going to be any sort of tip jar out.
David wouldn't do it if he didn't want to.
Yeah, it's just my give back. And, and I think everybody has superpowers. And I've often said that my superpower is organization. And that's what I was always good at. I ran IT for a public school for years and organized all kinds of events. And it just kind of comes natural to me, where everybody would think it's daunting. It takes time, but I'm willing to put in the time because I love these people. I love you people, and that's what it's all about. Just kind of sharing the love, and the Beatles said it best. Love you, throw out there. Love you make. What is it? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Beatles said everything.
All you need is love.
There you go.
The Beatles said a lot of things. But I agree with that statement anyway.
Well,
I'll be quiet here. I didn't mean to, jump in, but I appreciate it.
No. Sorry.
Yeah.
Great. We want to know
I just want to say, I just went to the website and signed up as a volunteer, and it took so little and time and energy that you guys didn't even know I was doing it. So
excellent. Yeah.
I do have an update for Typewriter Database if you want to hear it.
Oh, yes.
Is it back?
Yay!
No, it's not back. I just
Oh,
got a message from their data center migration site that says, "We appreciate your patience. The unexpected extension to the maintenance window, it's the 4th extension so far, was due to data migration delays. We also discovered resolution problems that impact a few hundred domains. Our engineering team expects to resolve these within the next few hours. We are working with our support team to provide these specific customers with an update. Enom will be back shortly." And I was able to log into my account for where I can actually change things, but it's broken.
Oh.
So I would have been able, if I could log into the interface, I would be able to change the DNS servers to my own ones, which would resolve properly. But I can't do that. So we are still waiting for them to get their act together.
Yeah.
But
thanks for the update.
That's the latest update.
Do you have the whole website backed up at home? I know you can't update it like that, but do you have it all back?
It's an upstream problem. It's not even related to the server that I'm on.
Yeah.
I control the whole server. I have backups and everything, and that's not the problem. The problem is with the domain name. The registrar itself is doing a data center migration, and they kind of muffed it up. So there is because I had a domain name resolution serviced by their servers instead of my servers. When theirs went down, there was basically nothing I could do about it. I have to wait for them to fix their system.
Yeah.
So That's it. It's a
Oh, so
weird
the
upstream
database-
problem. Oh yeah, the server's still running. You can get to the typewriter database through alternate URLs. Like if you put www in front of it, or 2019.typewriterdatabase.com works, but the links and the photos will still be broken because they're referenced to the original domain name. But everything's there. Everything's working fine.
Okay.
That's the news.
Somebody had mentioned that you could go to archive.org.
Yeah, you can
and
go
look
back
up-
to archived pages, but that's, those
But they're
are
not
archived
functional.
pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. There's
This is-
snapshots of websites.
Yeah.
So there's if you absolutely need a data typewriter right now, you can go to archive.org and check out those pages.
There you go.
Or we could just call you, right? Hey, Ted.
I can't get there either, so
It's black. No, but don't you have it all in your head?
Yeah,
If
that's
I
what
showed you,
No.
I could say,
It's like
that's what websites are for.
It's like the old days. We can call for movie times, right? We'll call Ted and say, Ted, I've got a 1959 Royal Futura.
And what year is it? It's 1959.
You just took
Oh
all
yeah,
the
right.
magic
Never mind. Forget that part.
out of it. I really thought it was all in your head too. All the magic's gone now.
No. That's what writing things down is for.
Yeah.
You don't keep it in your head. You can write it down, spread it around so people can. So there's no one point of failure like Enom's DNS servers.
The guy with
that's
the
what Post-it notes are for.
or the guy with all the information in his basement.
Yeah, there's that. So
Yeah.
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 Yep. So that's the news
Okay. Well,
from Lake Wobegon.
there's still hope.
Oh yeah, they say it'll be up in a few hours, but they said that last night at midnight. So
Yeah.
you just gotta kind of wait for them to get their stuff together.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. You have a few a few YouTube comments. Let me bring those up real quick.
Oh, I had one of them. I said, "What's the password?"
Yeah. So we have John V. Recently came across two machines, Olympia SG1 and a Smith Corona 88. I thought the 88 was the better machine. I'm curious as to why the SG1 is so much more popular. Does anyone have opinions on that?
Because it's German.
It looks really good.
Well, there's a couple of hints there. Like it comes back to the discussion that I triggered a little bit before, is that there's individual choices, individual preferences. Maybe that's what it is. But I have an SG1, and one of the things that I find quite extraordinary about it is the touch, where the key tops are spring loaded, and which when you're typing a staccato, it I don't know, in my mind it transmits more of the action into the type bar. It's a very big machine, but it's in fact it's very reactive and easy to type on. So maybe that's the same thing he feels with his Smith Corona 88, is that for that person, it feels super nice to type on, and that's great.
Yeah.
Objectively, an 88 is a better machine than an SG1 anyway, because it lacks a lot of the weak parts, like a lot of the pot metal parts and the margins and such that are starting to plague SG1s quite badly.
You're right about the zinc cast parts, which I'm trying to make new parts out of steel to replace the
you're
white
having
margins.
those auto milled?
Yeah, I have a old machine tools.
Oh,
and
okay.
Yeah, so vintage machine tools even. And,
So you're gonna hand mill those suckers.
Yeah.
Ah.
They're not that hard because they're all square.
Yeah,
They're all square parts, but it's not like a complex form. It's all very quadratic, if
Yeah.
orthogonal, maybe I should say, not quadratic, orthogonal.
It would have been an easy piece to mill if they'd wanted to spend the money to do it back then.
So
And
do you know
instead
if they milled the early ones and then later on they switched to cast zinc, or?
Yeah, I think so. I've heard of people saying that they found steel ones inside of the early SG ones. So
yeah.
It may just have been a cost thing.
Right, it's a cost. It's a cost because it takes a lot of time. But the left-hand one on my machine is steel, and the right-hand one is cast zinc, and it's crumbled. It has cracked and everything. So I have to replace it. I still want to do it. I haven't done it yet, but I still want to do it.
Well, good luck with that. If you succeed at the milling operation, get a good part, then I could see a lot of people wanting them.
Well, that's you're right. You're right. So if I do one, I'll do one as a what's the word I'm looking for?
Prototype.
Prototype. And I've got like 5 or 6 people that have told me that they'd like to have the same. So if I do one that's prototype and all my dimensions are right, because I'm kind of going backwards on it from what I have, then doing a series is easier actually.
I expect that would be a high demand item because those things are starting to crumble a lot.
So there you go. Like maybe Smith Corona 88 is the thing to go with.
I don't know why those big Smith Corona machines aren't more popular. They're really good machines. It just like people don't seem to be interested in collecting them.
Style and looks.
Ted, are they really in the market so much? Because what if they were like very much used so much in businesses that they worn out and then were replaced with maybe Selectrics at one point and then replaced with a PC and word processing later. But
here's the thing that I've heard from a typewriter dealer that I know, that in the 90s, he basically every large office manual typewriter he could get a hold of, he had a buyer who would buy it and ship it to Mexico because they were still using them. And so I'm guessing a lot of those machines went to Mexico or, various places where they were used as opposed to the American market where it was just everyone was going to Selectrics and eventually computers by the 90s. So I imagine truckloads of them went to different places where they would still be useful to, offices where electricity wasn't, all that great and where they didn't have the kind of cash to spring for new computers and stuff like that. So I'm guessing a lot of them went there and probably got worn down to a nubbin.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, the same thing happened to machine tools from the U.S. industry.
And printing presses.
The machines that make machines all got shipped overseas.
Yeah, they did. So that's a good theory, because I was looking for a Smith Corona, like a secretarial or a 250 or, like one of the top of the lines desktops, and they were like nowhere at all, like locally for me, or even like 2 hours away, Montreal, which is like a bigger population. There weren't any. So
I had a secretarial.
Okay.
And it was so worn out, the letters were flat.
Oh my Lord.
Because I think those things were used in offices and they were just used a lot.
Yeah.
I also sometimes wonder if because they're not super popular, people don't see them as they pass by them. A lot of times people will see a machine after they learn about it and start wanting it and they look for it. And a lot of times it's like that red car, yellow car, you buy a red car and all of a sudden you see red cars everywhere, but you didn't notice them before. I'm sure the same thing kind of applies to those, is that people probably see them, but they're like, oh, well, I don't want that.
Yeah.
They don't really think about it.
Yeah.
And probably when they get popular, they'll start popping out of the walls.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, maybe that's what it is, but I'm kind of looking for them, but they don't seem to come up at all. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I haven't really mentioned the typing prompt. Someone said they were working on the typing prompt.
Typing prompt is nothing.
Yeah. Here.
Because
Here you go.
Nothing. There you go.
I've got one. Look at my typing prompts. Just kidding. I did type.
Oh, wow.
Look at this business script from the IBM Selectric.
Goodness.
Wow. Beautiful. Yeah. So I was just going to post it on the Typepal since it is getting late. But if you're going to stay on.
Yeah, we typically go to 12:30-ish.
Oh, we're here all day.
We're here
all day.
We're not doing nothing.
Hyper
you get a sticker.
Yes.
Yes. Greetings, Typepals. I'm glad to see such a bright, lively group this morning. Most of us are having to keep cozy indoors due to the winter weather. So it's a perfect time to celebrate this National Do Nothing Day at home. Today's typing prompt asks us, how are you not celebrating? Well, for starters, I slept until past 9 a.m. And other than coffee, I haven't prepared any meals except for leftovers. I've worked virtually most of the past 2 weeks, so I don't need to do any laundry today. Other than brushing my teeth and hair, logging into Typewriter Club, and firing up the Selectric, I've already essentially done nothing. Later on, though, I'll stop celebrating because I'm on a big letter writing roll. Yesterday evening, I managed to write 2.5 before last night's Type and Talk. And after our morning Zoom chat, I plan on pounding out a few more. Rather than celebrating by doing nothing, which technically isn't possible if one wants to stay alive, I'm going to do whatever I want by enjoying my hobbies while sitting beside the window to enjoy the bright sunshine reflecting off last night's fallen snow.
Oh,
It's beautiful.
Thanks. IBM Selectric. No mistakes, no errors.
Mistakes, nothing, no mistakes.
I have a non-correcting Selectric, so mine really is no mistakes. But it might be 6 copies to do that.
Yeah.
I'm very
Still
obsessed.
use the film ribbon and then stick lift-off tape to correct?
I guess you probably could. Mine has a cotton ribbon on it. That's all I've had.
Okay, you've got an ink ribbon, so it's like a regular typewriter, but
yeah.
What Ted said.
Oh, you got the lift off.
Talk, Ted.
Correction tape.
Make Ted big, make Ted big, or
No,
shout.
too late.
I had to let the dog out.
You missed it.
Speak louder.
Oh, now you're making me big.
Show it again.
It's just a typing correction tape. Just
yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. Yeah, you could. But then you have a little. You can see. I'm
that's
probably
charming.
You just X
compulsive
over. And
probably all
also,
that stuff. Yeah.
you can use this stuff, washi tape, because it doesn't stick to the paper.
Yeah.
And it works as lift-off correction. I was using this before I got the actual real stuff for the typewriter, but washi tape in the scrapbooking, section.
You can use that stuff.
Yeah, for lift-off for film ribbon, not for for film.
Cool.
Ribbon. Yeah.
Interesting.
You could try that too.
I have a what's it called? IBM Wheelwriter 6 that has the lift off tape. And that's really cool because that lifts off to that makes it look so perfect that even I can deal with it. But I just am so anal when it comes to stuff. I don't know why, because I was born that way.
I'm the same way. I don't like leaving mistakes behind. Always like to leave things better than which I found them.
Yes, I was a Boy Scout. So I can blame them.
Excellent. Oh, excellent. Go for it, Rich.
Great. Awesome.
Okay, it's called Nothing to Celebrate. A National Day of Nothing. Should this be celebrated? While some might argue that we should celebrate nothing, I would argue that there is nothing to celebrate, and that this is what we should celebrate. We should celebrate that there is nothing to celebrate, because there is nothing better than nothing to celebrate. So how do we celebrate nothing to celebrate? Personally, I am doing nothing to celebrate nothing to celebrate. because nothing is better than anything. But what is nothing, and how can doing nothing be achieved? Certainly, even if one sits and does nothing else, he is still sitting, and sitting is not nothing, or standing or laying. So maybe it is not possible to do nothing. At the very least, one is thinking, and to not think, one would have to think of nothing. But if one tries to think of nothing, how would one know when he has nothing in his head or in his thoughts? One would have to be thinking to know that he is thinking of nothing. So it is not possible to think of nothing. Then where can nothing exist? Well, nothing can't exist, because then it would be something. But if nothing can't exist, then there is nothing to celebrate. And if there is nothing to celebrate, then we should indeed celebrate nothing to celebrate, for that would be more useful than celebrating nothing.
That's great.
Excellent.
My head, you're hurting my head.
I know, huh?
Maybe we should call it National Procrastination and Do Whatever You Want Day.
Oh,
I'm sure there's one of those.
There's one of those, yeah.
They just haven't gotten around to naming saying what it is.
Diane, you had one?
Yeah, I have one, even though it's, wait. Oh, well, whatever.
It's nothing.
Yeah,
yeah.
I am spending National Nothing Day either messing with typewriters, attending meetings on Zoom, or working. I guess this isn't doing nothing. At some point, I will need to address this ribbon mechanism on this Underwood Portable. I guess I will have to go to the extent that Joe did on his to get it to work properly. I think it will work just fine if I can sort it out. Otherwise, I will need to switch the ribbon spools when I get to the end of the spool. So,
Nice.
That's a good way to remember Nothing Day. 10 years from now, you'll read that.
Yeah.
I'll think, what the hell was I doing working?
All right, I got one I'll go through.
Okay.
In the interest of nothing. Yeah, so I wrote this before Rich read his, so I didn't copy anything.
Yeah.
I have decided to not celebrate Nothing Day by not doing nothing. Nothing beats the feeling of nothing happening. Nothing really much happens on Sunday, save for typewriter church/club, which is something important in a day of usually nothing. The decision to do nothing, though, is subjective to the person in question. Some people who operate their lives at a high level, always on the move, going out, hiking the trails and exploring the world, consider anything less than all out as nothing. Then there are the majority of people who you could say are balanced. They focus on work and TV during the week, and on weekends they do their chores and generally a bit of nothing. Then still on the other side of the spectrum are the people whose lives are generally filled with nothing. To them, this date will provide nothing of value as their day-to-day is, well, today. In fact, Nothing Day may actually be more work than necessary to the nothing people, and so then it fails in its original mission.
Excellent.
Great.
The nothing people.
The nothing people, yeah.
Nothing people.
Whoever
When
they
I was-
are.
Yeah.
When I was in grade 9, a history teacher, well, this was a time when Quebec was having a referendum to decide whether they were going to leave Canada or separate. And I was struggling with French class. And I'm like, why am I even taking French class if they don't want to stay with us? Why am I learning French? And my history teacher told me, nothing is for nothing. So he told me to stick with my French lessons, work hard. Nothing will be for nothing.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
That's perfect advice on National Nothing Day.
I have a feeling this is sort of a
Think about,
Buddhist
why am
thought.
I just struggling? Why am I doing? There's always a reason. Like, go through the effort. Nothing is for nothing.
Yeah, yeah.
You just reminded me of a little print that I did, and it has typewriting on it, so it seems apropos.
Nothing is
Nothing is
wasted.
wasted.
Oh,
Oh,
Cool.
Yeah,
And that Ryan.
That's
exactly.
very cool.
No time is wasted, even if it's wasted time.
Excellent. Any more typing prompts or questions or comments or?
Mike Derling said he was typing one up. Is he still here?
Yeah,
I'm here. All right. Well, I've got one, and I ripped it, pulling off the fax
no.
paper off this typewriter.
Aren't those thermal typewriters?
That's nothing.
It's great for quick notes like this, and the fax paper is perfect, but you got to be careful.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's not as creative as some of the others, but today is the perfect day for doing nothing. The morning started very cold, at least for Virginia. Around 10:30, the snow started falling. I started with the one task that needed doing. I walked the dog in the gently falling snow. And not long after we came in, the snow turned to sleet. For a while there was ice everywhere. Right now it's raining, so the ice will melt. Still, doing nothing is the plan of the day, and we'll have enough milk to last us till tomorrow. The only glitch might be that the dog might want another walk. But for now, we'll stay inside and chat on TCL. As a PS, I just got summoned to bring the flag in and found it was encrusted with ice. Another reason to do nothing.
Excellent.
Nice.
Excellent. Very cool. All right. Anyone else? Or any questions or comments or?
No, I got nothing for you, Greg.
I will remind you again, today is the last day to register for the Postcard Exchange, and the names will be drawn tomorrow, or actually probably tomorrow, because I'm off tomorrow, so I have no excuse. So
oh yeah, it is the holidays.
Yeah.
Always
I've got a prompt. This is for my wife, though she
cool.
didn't intend it for me to read it. What I had done is I had stuck this card in my typewriter downstairs in the kitchen, and I had started to think about this prompt. So all I wrote was, "This note is about nothing," and the rest of it was blank, which might seem appropriate, but it wasn't the intent. I just got up to leave, and she sat down and used the typewriter. So she finished it. She says, well, this note is about nothing. And then she writes, "Which is the best kind of note. For you cannot get fat from nothing, and you cannot go broke from nothing, and you do not get sick from nothing. You do not feel pain from nothing, yet from nothing comes something." That was as far as she went, but I thought,
beautiful.
Hey.
That was good.
Yeah.
Very wise.
She
Give her
turned
the
nothing
homework
into
for
something.
turned something from nothing.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Very cool. All right.
I'll tell her you all liked it.
Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Very clever.
Tell her she got the thumb snaps. All right. Any questions or comments before we wrap up here? No?
Trying
All
to
righty.
find nothing, but I couldn't find nothing. So I gave up.
Hey, it's so awesome that you joined us today, Larry.
Ah,
I had fun. Thank you.
I thought you'd been on here before, but I guess I was wrong.
No.
I think I thought I was one time once. Like
Yeah, you were.
Okay.
Oh no,
Yeah.
that means I'm a bad host.
Well, you have to keep up with a lot of people lately.
I forgot all about it.
Oh.
And for some reason, was this not on something other than Zoom? Did you do it like another way one time, or was it always on Zoom?
It started with StreamYard, and we had major technical issues with that. So I very quickly switched.
And you could only have like 10 people or something like that too.
Yeah. Well, in those days, I don't think we hit that limit. It was more about the technical issues, which completely stressed me out and made me question if I wanted to keep doing it. And I learned that Zoom had a similar feature now. And although it doesn't have the bells and whistles that StreamYard does, it's reliable.
I think there's plenty. Yeah.
So, yeah, so it's pretty much
stress side by side.
Yeah,
I don't remember putting in a pass. I mean, I know you have to put in a code or whatever on Zoom, and I don't remember doing that before. I thought I just joined a meeting one time with you guys.
Well, you can go to launch.typepals.com, and that'll get you right into the meeting.
Oh, maybe that's what I did.
Password or anything.
Oh, okay. All right, maybe that was it.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, welcome back then, I should say.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I just I tend to just I don't know, you know, I do something and then I do something else, and then one thing goes in one ear and out the other. I don't know. There's no reason or rhyme to it. And I feel guilty for not writing people back when they write me. I've had people write me or type something to me, and I stack the letters up. So like, I'm like, my meaning is to like, I gotta send something back to these people, but it's because I'll tell you one thing. I tend to be very wordy. I don't know how to get things. I don't know how to be concise. And when I type, it's a lot different than when I talk. As far as like, I tend to be way more wordy when I type than when I talk.
Well, that's fine on a typewriter. That's kind of what we're looking for. You know, the wordy pen pals, right?
Yeah, but then if you make, I could use my Wheelwriter 6, you know, because otherwise I might make mistakes, and then I'll be like, I have to make this thing all over again.
I've taken multiple days to write. I've like had to put a typewriter to bed with the page still loaded because I'm not finished saying what I want to say, and start again the next day, and I'll add the date, you know, just so you know, because you don't get the letter a month later and go, why did this take a month to get to me? I'm like, well, because I took 3 weeks to write it.
My Wheelwriter 6 might set my bed on fire.
Hey, Larry.
But I will say, with you and May both saying how you like to be perfectionist with your letter, in my head I'm thinking, okay, I can't write to them. They will not like a letter from me at all.
No, that's not right.
No, it's my letter. I like seeing the organic.
Because like I'm writing, typing upside down and making mistakes, and I'm sending them anyway because A for effort.
Yeah. Oh, I don't mind them on other letters. I think it's
the letter X is my friend.
I
don't mind other
and I just can't get over not correcting mistakes, for my dog.
Like, oh no, I can't write to May. She's gonna hate
I have
me.
to spell everything correctly, otherwise the students are going to shame me, right?
It depends on what time of the day it is. Whenever I'm typing, the later it is, the more mistakes I make.
Yeah, I do that too.
That's true.
Somebody
I have the same problem as me. I have the same problem as me as I correct my staff's letters or their writings. I have to approve it, and I always am very careful about their language and the spelling and everything. And so when I type, I have a problem. Yeah. But I'm getting better with Xing out.
Yeah.
You almost have to if you're going to do it. If you do anything professionally, it's like you got to get over it. And I told this guy on the phone that was some help person. I think it was at Apple or something. I was talking to this guy on the phone because my phone broke and I had to get another phone. And I talked to him about playing the guitar. He plays the guitar too, but he wanted tips on how to play in front of people because he couldn't do it. I said, the first thing you have to do is get over yourself. And I say, because you have to look at it as not be so self-conscious about like, oh no, I screwed up. Now I'm still that way, but you have to be able to let it go at some point and say, well, I screwed up. I'm going to keep doing it because it's fun. And that's I'm at that point with playing where I can let go of my mistakes. And I still hate making them, but I hate, especially when people see my mistakes. That, I don't like to see my own, but I don't want somebody else to see. And I mean, I'll still type something and use the wrong, use then instead of then. And I'm like, oh my God, I hit send already. And now they're going to see I said then instead of then or something. I don't know why I feel so, but it's just, the obsessive stuff.
Like you said, you got to get over yourself. Most people do not care that you make mistakes. They don't. We're our own worst critic when it comes to that. Mm-hmm.
Am I the only one that's getting freaked out by the Christmas tree stand? Because behind Larry, I'm not asking you to move it. I'm just saying, I'm looking at it and it looks like you're on the floor because it looks like.
Well,
do nothing day.
It took me a couple seconds to figure out it was
radio.
It was an artifact on his wall.
I meant that in a nice way, Larry.
Oh, look at that. Now,
I do.
double vision.
Pair of eyes.
That's a dehumidifier in the middle in case I need it, because I'm in North Carolina. It gets very humid, and the air conditioning in here works great, but you still need a dehumidifier a lot of times. It's my garage. This is actually, see my cars. This is real garage. This is a garage, but I like to keep it, everything controlled. I wouldn't keep my typewriters or my guitar in here or anything if it wasn't controlled well. So I try to keep it nice out here, and I don't want anything mildewing or anything.
Amazing. You must have it sealed pretty well.
Yeah, I went around even after it was insulated and everything, after they put the garage on. I went around all the seams with caulk and sealed it all up too. And it's then I walked down to the church this morning because of Omicron, we didn't have church the past 2 weeks, and we did it on Facebook this morning. Just me and another guy did it on Facebook, and the preacher hurt his foot, so he just talked, and I just videoed him on live Facebook. But I walked down there in the rain because I didn't want to get my garage wet, because my car get wet. And then I come home and have to dry my car off. I'm like, I'd rather get wet and take my coat off when I get home, be done with it, and have to dry my car off and worry about the humidity getting higher in my garage. I don't know if that's lazy or if that's smart or if that's stupid. I don't know what it is, but that's me.
It's a combination of.
I like that. I think
it's smart and lazy.
Yes, but it's innovative, maybe.
Yeah,
I like to think of myself as innovative.
You do what you got to do to have things the way that you try and have them.
Yeah.
I think there was one leftover question before we go.
Yes.
About quartz. And we got Dan, who's in Europe, yeah?
Yeah.
You have quartz still going in Europe?
I don't know. I've never seen a quartz. I've only seen Curtis back on the board. I think we have at least that in south of Europe. I think, but I've only seen in the Scandinavian countries, northern part of Europe. I've only seen Curtis. So they might have them, France or Italy or something more south.
Yeah, Germany was quartz, right?
Sorry,
but I mean, like with computers.
Yeah, QWERTY. We got QWERTY over here too.
Oh.
Yeah.
All righty. Any more questions or comments before we go? All right. I think we're all set. Thank you so much for being here, everybody.
Thanks for nothing, Gregory.
Thanks for nothing.
I'm sorry you're leaving. Actually, it's raining out. I'm not going anywhere that I don't want to get my car wet.
We do this every Sunday. So
yes.
Yeah. See you next week, maybe, Larry.
Yes.
Awesome.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
You.
Bye.